Happy
Good
Carnivore.
morning. Happy Easter.
Hello. Happy
Happy
Easter.
Easter Resurrection Sunday. Uh, Good news is he risen today, so we are in good shape.
Yeah.
How was your guys this week? How's everything going?
Going.
Yeah,
Going?
I've avoided the chocolate bunny, so I'm happy. It's Monday morning here and I survived.
You survived the chocolate bunny attack.
Yeah, no, all good, all good. And even my husband, we didn't have one bunny at all. My daughter did, but that's okay. She's not carnivore. But yeah, my husband, he's in there with the hot cross buns and the Easter bunnies. Like he buys them like weeks in advance. Not one. I'm so proud of him.
There you go.
Awesome.
What
Not bad for a dirty carnival. Yeah.
Good. Gonna kick him out of that group.
my weakness was always the Reese's eggs and the Cadbury cream eggs.
Yes, peanut butter ones were my favorite. Oh,
Exactly. The peanut butter Cadbury eggs and the Reese's eggs, they'd always get you. Those
all the
were
time.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But not no more. It is a new day.
Yep.
There's a new sheriff in town.
Yeah, yeah. And look, I remember eating chocolate and you'd always feel crappy afterwards. Like it tasted pretty good, but yeah, you just had the runs or whatever afterwards. It affected you, but it was okay. Like it's
Yeah,
chocolate, it's Easter, you just do it, But
it's
now
not
it's like,
poison
I
because
don't,
it's a cute little Easter bunny. It couldn't
yeah,
possibly be 8 times more addictive than crack cocaine and killing more people than, the Holocaust.
yeah, I don't miss those feelings at all. It's like you can keep your Easter bunnies and suffer on the toilet, not a problem. I'm quite
Right?
happy the way I am. So yeah, it's really nice to get through.
For sure. Absolutely. No, I don't miss those days either. Or you wake up, you have the Easter hangover for a week.
You still be
Yeah.
eating candy too.
For sure. Yeah,
And
for
I'd
sure.
always end up with a headache. So I'm thinking the chocolate may have been one of the culprits to my migraines. That could also be like it's possible.
Oh, I don't know that this is a fact, but what I heard is that, the byproduct from burning glucose and, especially dirty sugars in your body and your mitochondria is lactic acid. And I heard that lactic acid sits on the brain lining, and that like an inflamed uh blood-brain barrier on the brain is what caused migraines. And I heard that was from burning a lot of glucose. I don't know if that's true or not, but that kind of
I definitely had a lot of glucose and I had migraines every other week or sometimes weekly. And that
wow.
knocked me out for days. So yeah, and I haven't had one since being carnivore. 2 years migraine free.
That's
Amazing.
awesome. Yeah,
Mm.
that's quite the freeing deal, huh?
Yeah, they were awful. Not
For
pleasant
sure.
at all.
I got you. I went through the coronavirus number 2 this week. I was so mad that I caught it because I haven't been sick since I started carnivore, and this one came out of nowhere. And it actually hit pretty hard here, but I was so thankful I was carnivore. I think it would have really sucked if I wasn't. This one
Yeah.
actually hit pretty hard, but I'm happy. I have just a little bit of nasaliness in my voice right now, but it's almost all gone. So came through that one good. And wow, we got a good crowd in here. The chat's already going good. Michael's on top of it, just clicking
I'm
away.
on it and starring some stuff.
For sure.
Already got some questions.
There we go. And we also have a special guest today. And it's his 1 year anniversary and
Yes.
his kickoff of his new YouTube channel.
Yes.
He's a friend of ours. He's been on here a few times before, but he's also an admin and fellow carnivore in the SBG gang. But what are we going to call him? Kiwi Keith or Kiwi Daddy?
Kiwi Daddy, that's his name.
Kiwi Daddy Keith.
I can see him blushing from here.
For sure. Well, let's bring on Kiwi Daddy. What do you say?
I guess.
Yes. There he is.
Hi,
There he
Keith.
is.
How's it going?
Congratulations on 1 year, buddy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
1-year carniversary.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, I'm loving it. I don't think I'll ever change from being a carnivore
Would you?
because what was that?
I said, why would you?
Yeah.
So much better, you know.
The one thing I've noticed is that, like, if you meet people that are eating sugar and carbs, they'll tell you what to do. They'll tell you to your face, this, you know, this is how you do it. But you meet fellow carnivores and they say to you, well, when you're ready.
Sure.
When you are ready, you know, and that's what you guys have said to me for ages. And you know, all your encouragement in that and all your support that you've given me, I decided to start my channel. So yeah.
Awesome. You want to tell people about your channel, what you're going to be putting on there, and how many videos you got up?
Well, I the last time I looked at this is the subscribers, there was a huge, like, it was like 9. And and that's fine. I mean, it's better than 0. But yeah, so I decided to start my channel because, first of all, I watched you guys grow, and I've watched you.
Oracle, he's talking.
Yeah.
We're shrinking
I've
in size, so.
yeah. As in content and views and everything like that, and subscribers. And you know, I'd watch you guys. You know, the intro that you guys do gets me every time. Every time I watch it, it just gets me. So that's well done. You know, I enjoy watching that at the beginning. But yeah, just watching you guys do your thing and just be supportive of everybody. And then you were supportive of me. You've helped me. So I thought, well, it must be time. Must be time to say something, because now here I am, a 1-year carnivore, and I've had my experiences in it. So I just wanted to share that.
Awesome. What do you think the most surprising thing on your 1-year carniversary was about carnivore that you didn't expect?
Ooh, that's a good question. The most surprising thing that I had was I turned around how I thought about myself. So at the beginning, like everybody else, well, not everybody else, but at the beginning for myself, I didn't like myself at all. I literally I use the word hate. You know, that's a pretty strong word. But now that I'm carnivore, I actually care about what I do now. I literally care what I put in my mouth now. You know, the food that I'm eating is so nutritious and tastes so good. And then the fasting, because I do feasting and fasting too, from the protocols of SPG. And when I fast and then go back to have something to eat, oh my gosh, does that food taste like the sweetest thing ever? And I only do little fasts, like ADFs, like alternate day fasting. But yeah, no, I actually care about myself, what I put into my body, what I do every day. That's been the most surprising thing for me.
Awesome. For sure. And it just it was a bonus, you know. It would what you didn't think it was part of the deal. That came out of nowhere. That's awesome.
Yeah,
That is awesome. Let's see. I think what we'll do is we'll bounce back and forth between your story, but I don't want to get too far behind on questions. So I'm going to go through these starred ones, and then maybe we'll catch up a little bit on the questions and see if you wanted to kind of tell your story a little bit.
Oh, thanks.
Yay.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Peachy.
Peachy.
And mine.
Sorry, I was just clicking right when I didn't see that up there.
Oh, great job, Tracy. Awesome.
Job.
Awesome, Tracy.
Best
Congratulations.
move you can make. Best move you can make.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Just One day at a time, one meal at a time, and eat through it. Eat through the cravings. Just always the default is the answer is always going to eat meat. You're hungry, eat
Yep.
meat. If you're stressing out, eat meat.
Yep.
Just eat
You
through.
got cravings that you can't shake, just go eat something.
Just go eat.
Eat carnivore, not something else.
Right. But
Yeah.
eat through the cravings. Like if you're wanting
Yes.
pizza, eat bacon and eggs. If
Yes.
you're wanting ice cream, eat bacon and eggs or steak or whatever. Just eat your way through it. Eat the carnivore foods
Fill up
till
on
the
something
craving
else.
goes away. Yep.
Yeah, and the cravings will disappear over time, and then
Yeah.
you can concentrate on the tracking or fasting and losing weight afterwards. But you've got to eat through those cravings to
Absolutely. And
get
then
over that hump.
and be prepared. You gotta have food ready and available because you're gonna need it quick when those
Yes.
bad cravings hit you. You can't have to go to the store and get it or whatever. You gotta have it. You gotta be ready for it and you gotta eat through it. And then if something bad does happen, just make it one meal that it was bad and get back on it.
Exactly. Yep.
One slip up. Don't make it a slip up day or a slip up week.
Month.
Just shake it off. Don't beat yourself up and go back to it.
Yep.
Hey,
Oh,
Brett.
yum! Go, enjoy.
So, how far out are you?
Yeah, where's our invite?
Exactly. We need some prime rib, smoked prime rib airmail.
How do you stay focused on your journey when you first started?
And it's kind of depend. I mean, everybody will say it's your why or whatever, but
Yes.
find that reason that you don't want to go back to. I like what Jordan Peterson says, and this could be helpful to anybody, but Jordan Peterson has a thing called the self-authoring system where basically you answer some questions, but you say where you figure out where you would like to be. If you could be any place and be anybody and see your life change to any degree in 5 years, what would that look like? And then once you figure out where you want to be in 5 years, you work backwards to figure out what changes you could possibly make that would be positive that would get you there. But then at the adverse of that too, he says, think about where you could be in 5 years if you don't make any changes and you keep going down the road that's making you sick and miserable, where you could be in 5 years. And he has you look at both of those things, and imagine how much worse your situation can be in 5 years, and imagine how much better it could be in 5 years. And that always gets me back to that same picture where you're going to suffer, and let me find that picture. But you're going to suffer no matter what, so you got to pick one, because if you don't, it's going to pick you, type of thing. And that's what always keeps me kind of motivated. What do you guys say?
Yeah, I was in a bad place. I didn't want to be there anymore. And if I didn't make a change in my life, I wouldn't be here today. So I kind of had no choice. Something had to change in order to keep living. And yeah, just had to focus on that. And it was really hard. And that's why, like, I did struggle for 6 months, going on and off. And it's hard when people around you are not doing carnivore, and you weren't seeing the results fast enough. Like, I wanted to lose weight yesterday, and you have to remember that it's taken me 50 years to get to this weight. It's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take time, and my body was so malnourished. I had a lot of healing to do, and that was going to be priority. So it took me to reach out for coaching, sign up with SBG, and they were able to help me work through all those mental challenges that I was having, the obstacles. Because I'd lose a little bit of weight, but I was kind of sabotaging myself. I felt scared to lose weight at the same time. It was such a weird feeling, but I feel like I was losing a little bit. I was just water weight and, feeling a little bit more mobile and feeling really happy. like, no, I couldn't weigh myself because I was too heavy, but I could just feel like my mobility was getting better. And then it would frighten me. I'm like, oh my God, there's a change. And then I'd go back and eat carbs again, and just, it was like a self-sabotage thing. And I had to break that sort of cycle as well, which I had to do with coaching. But yeah, when you got a lot of baggage and things like that, you might need to reach out. Not everyone needs to, but for someone like me who had a lot of baggage, a lot of mental issues.
We all had a lot of baggage.
Yeah.
I
Sometimes you
reached
just
that.
need support. Yeah.
Yeah, I reached that when I looked at that picture that you had up there with the suffer or suffer. I call that the fork in the road that I reached. I
Yeah.
got to that point. Was I going to choose, becoming healthier and better for myself, or was I going to stay on the path that I was on?
Right. And
And
what the thing we have to understand is there's only two choices, and both of them are suffering, right? They're both of them are going to not be easy, right? But the difference is one of them pays you back and you get stronger. So the struggle becomes easier, not because the struggle changes, but because we get healthier, right? We get
Yeah.
stronger. We're more capable of facing these things. But if we don't, and we get weaker, and then the struggle, our suffering chooses us now. And now the suffering isn't suffering to make a good decision to get, that's going to pay us back. Now suffering is 23 hours out of the day. Yeah, you get to avoid the pain for an hour out of the day when you're eating some junk that you wanted to eat for a very short victory. But then the other 23 hours
Yes.
out of the day, you're miserable. You're in this just prison of hell, of sickness, and you don't get you lose your quality of life, and
yeah,
you don't get to do anything you want to do, and things are kind of out of your control now, because you gave it away for this illusion that you're going to escape the hard things by eating what you want, and it's a lie.
It made it even harder.
Yeah, you got to know that the lie is that it's hard to not eat the bad things. That's the lie. It's actually you're choosing to suffer when you eat the hard things. You're choosing to suffer in ways that you can't imagine, that are way longer lasting than that getting over that hunger pain. I mean, really, we're very, very blessed to be able to go eat bacon and eggs to get through a sugar craving. I mean, oh darn it. Like it's so silly. All the diets that we've all been on, why we hate dieting so much is because the answer was starve. Starve and listen to this endless torment, make you hungry and make you go crazy until you just had to eat. And now we don't have to deal with that. That's why carnivore is so, just so powerful, because you can go eat. You don't have to be starving. You don't have to be malnourished. You don't have to fight, this agent, you know, system in your body that's telling you to eat all the time. You can just go eat, and maybe sure it's not going to be fun at first because it's not what you wanted, but it only lasts a little while, and it will take away the cravings, and it helps you get through it. And then pretty soon you stop craving the sugar because you're not addicted anymore, and your body starts craving the protein, it starts craving the fat, and you become a totally new person. So it's great to have the option, and you're not getting away with anything by not trying it. You might think you are, but it's coming for you,
Yes.
Definitely
For
does
all of us.
break that cycle, because we used to hate ourselves after you cheat, and it's like, okay, I hate myself. I've got to torture myself and do a 5-day fast and try and fix the damage I did with that cheat. We don't do that anymore. We've broken the cycle. And like yesterday, I did have a little piece of lasagna for Easter with the family, but I knew it was a choice that I made, and I ate before I went, so it was a tiny little baby portion of lasagna. I didn't say I enjoyed it, like I would have preferred a steak, but I was being social. But straight back on the wagon, like I'm not going to let that spiral and go out of control now. I had my lasagna, I made a choice. I'm happy with what I chose on the day, and now I moved on back to carnivore. Yeah, this is my life. But every now and then I feel strong enough that I can do that little thing for social occasions, just to, appease the family or whatever. I don't feel bad about it. But
I love that because me and you, just 6 months ago, me and you were like, oh, we're going to be abstainers for forever because we can't
I know.
moderate at all. And we really believe
Yeah.
that. But that's one surprising thing that we both found out is when your body heals up, you can become moderators because you heal
I
up.
never thought I would be able to moderate, and now I can. So what's with that? Like,
Right, you just
yeah,
healed,
they tell you all your life, just you got to eat a balanced diet, and you got to moderate your food. How do you moderate? It was impossible before, but now I get it because my body's healed.
Yeah. But
Not something.
other people don't understand you can get in a spot where
No.
that's not an option at all.
Yeah, we're literally broken. We were broken, but
Yeah, it's
yeah.
pretty impressive. Somebody figured you out. They think you're in a different room, but
Oh no, I've rearranged the room because my little doggy would walk through the door and I'd be sitting here looking at the camera and seeing the door, and I'm waiting for my puppy who passed away last week, and it was upsetting me. So I've now moved it so I can't see the door anymore. So yeah,
for sure.
same room, but just I had to change my environment.
Greetings,
Hi,
everyone.
Tambury. Yeah, new one. What methods do you use to give yourself an extra energy boost? Are there any supplements I can take for this purpose?
So I like because I'm kind of big into this because I had so many uppers. I had caffeine, I had sugar, I had nicotine. I loved them all. I was big into the energy drinks, and it was like an over the top when Stallone would turn his hat backwards just before he was going to arm wrestle. Before I had a crappy thing to do at work, I'd put a chew in and I'd get a Red Bull, and it was my big, turn your hat backwards moment. Go get some crap done. And now I got nothing. So now I'm such a rebel. I take vitamin B1, take vitamin D3, but it works. It wakes up your brain. I do have been taking Joe Rogan's Alpha Brain, which I noticed a small difference from it. But honestly, the vitamin B1 and Wim Hof breathing for me has been the best. Don't try smelling salts. It's not worth it.
We need to make a little video on that. That was funny. You were seeing your face when you sniffed that thing.
That stuff is bad. I know that people say that it's pneumonia or ammonia or whatever, but I did not know. I haven't smelt anything that rank since I smelled like a horse stall in the summer that had a bunch of hay peed on by the livestock and just was cooking in the sun. That was gross. That is the worst smelling stuff. I do not recommend it. How about you guys?
Yeah,
What's your tricks?
I don't know. I always feel pretty good. If I am tired, I have a little nana nap, but it's not often that I need to do that. So I haven't really experienced much in the way of not having a lot of energy. But I'm thinking increasing your fat might help. Like we're really into tallow at the moment, loving tallow with everything. And yeah, maybe that's why. I guess since being on tallow, I feel really good. So that's all I've really got. Sorry. How about you guys?
Yeah, I did start with magnesium, potassium, and pink Himalayan salt to try and make my own almond tea because that's part of the recipe, and I did try with all of those for electrolytes, but I just found my body had I don't know, it might have had too much of that stuff in my body already, and when I did take it, I had didn't have very good effects with it, so I just stopped taking it. I have tried it. I've tried to do things like that, but yeah, when it comes to supplements and that, I haven't really gone too far into them. Although I'd like to. I've heard about the D. Is it the D1, Todd, and the D3, or that you were talking about?
The K2 and D3 and the vitamin B1 all seem to help brain active, just brain energy for me. And then I just started taking the iodine too, and so I'm gonna let you know on that. But I do think, because of the way my thyroid's acting and stuff, I think I do have an iodine deficiency. So, especially because when I did 90 days of lion, I stopped eating eggs. Eggs are
Eggs.
the best source of iodine, on inland. See, I'm not anywhere around the ocean, so I don't get any iodine, I'm in the mountains. So the best place to get iodine is in eggs. And so I stopped eating eggs for 90 days to try a lion diet, and my thyroid acted up even weirder. I kept getting hoarse throat and stuff. And so that flagged me that I was probably having a pretty good iodine deficiency. And when I did that thing on the skin, it like absorbed in like 4 minutes.
Yeah. So that shows you how low you are.
Yeah.
I can do it now, and it'll last 24 plus hours.
Oh, wow.
So
I gotcha. Well, so I'm gonna let you know after that, after I do that for a few weeks. I don't notice anything yet. I don't know how fast you're supposed to notice something. I'm assuming it takes a while though.
it'll take a while. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've also suggested in the chat some Wim Hof breathing, and a little salt on your tongue works wonders.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Yeah, and definitely the 2-to-1 fat ratio made a big difference for me too. So
Me too.
2 grams of fat for 1 gram of protein, 1 gram of protein per lean body mass, your ideal lean body mass that you want. So that's been working pretty good for me too. Oh, Keith is
Hey.
climbing.
Ooh.
Thanks,
Superstar.
Sharon.
There we
Thanks,
go.
Sharon. Yeah, I better watch out.
Hi, Andy. Do you ever get used to how you feel now after changing your body so much, or do you always remember how you used to feel and every day is amazing right now? Oh, that's yeah, mentally I still feel that way. Like I still check out chairs, see wonder whether I'm gonna fit, whether it's gonna hold my weight. I still go up steps one at a time, and then I think, oh no, I don't need to now. I can do it properly. So yeah, it's just a habit. I still have all those crazy, stupid habits, and yeah, it's difficult. And then sometimes I do feel adventurous, and I want to do things, and I start, walking or running or something, and I was like, oh, my body's not ready for this yet, and everything hurts, and then I just feel like I was back then. So it is a struggle. I don't think we'll ever get used to it. I hope we do, but yeah. How about you guys?
I mean, it is weird. I still turn sideways to go into doors. I still turn sideways when I'm in the tub, even though I don't have to, and it's weird, but I can't. I just don't want to stand straight because I used to not be able to do that because my stance was so wide. I always had to turn sideways, take a shower, and all these things. And now it's just weird, but you still do these strange things. I turn sideways when I go down hallways, and I always just feel like I'm gonna be bouncing off the walls because it used to take up all doorways and all hallways.
Yeah.
Now when I get in the car, it's so weird that the steering wheel's not shoved into my stomach. There's like room between. Oh,
I actually have to push my seat forward when I'm driving now. I used to have it reclined and back as far as it would go just to fit, and then it got to the point where I couldn't even have the seat. I'd have to recline it all the way back, and then I couldn't drive. It was
I
just
know.
too
I
far
used to
gone.
laugh. I used to laugh so hard because my buddy Jens is 6'4" and I'm 5'10", and he would get in my car, and his feet couldn't touch the pedals from where I had the seat pushed back, and he would look at me and he goes, "I know that I'm taller than you. How can you? How can I?" And I'm like, "Because you don't realize that my back is about 10 to 12 inches thicker
Forward.
than yours, and it's pushing me forward. So my legs might be short, but my back is holding me off the seat like, 10 to 12 inches." I used to laugh so hard because he would look at me and look at my short little legs and be like, "I know I'm taller than you. How do you reach those pedals?"
Oh, yeah, it's everyday things that people take for granted. We just wish that we could do all that kind of stuff. Sit properly in the car, put the seatbelt on. People don't even think about it. They just automatically go and do it. And here we were. I was too embarrassed to go out with friends because I didn't fit the seatbelts. And one of them, she's like anal with a seatbelt. You have to put your seatbelt on. I was like, it doesn't fit. You know, what do I do? And so I just refused to go out with anybody after that. It was so embarrassing. Yeah.
There's a couple of things that I found on my journey so far, and one of them is my bone structure. So feeling my bones now, like if I'm lying in bed and I'm on my side and my hands are like by my shoulder, I can feel my bone structure, and that's a little bit freaky
Yeah.
because all this time, all I've had is this soft padding,
Right.
pretty much most of my life, and I would call it muscle, but it never was. it was fat, plain and simple, right?
For sure.
Inflammation, all of that. Now I can literally feel the joints on my shoulders and my arms and stuff like that. And yeah, I really, it freaks me out a little bit. The other thing is losing weight. You can be. I feel the cold a lot more now. And
Yeah.
because we're starting we're into fall, I think, or autumn at the
Yeah.
moment, season wise, and I'm starting to feel the cold a lot more. So that's a big change in my body for me, you know. So and I had this funny thought running around in my mind one time. I was like, how do skinny people survive in the winter? Because I can feel it. I can really feel it at night when it's cold, or yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
fact. I've had heaters running in this room. I never used to have heaters on ever. And I've had heaters running in this room. I got one under my desk right now. And that's a totally different thing. Down over, 250 pounds of insulation. That has made a difference. Boy,
It's going to
howdy.
take some time to get used to it.
Oh, check this out. Lindy, you got a
Yeah.
super chat.
Oh, wow. Towards your new life Oh, thank you, Carnivore stock. Yeah,
awesome.
yeah. That is awesome. Thank you.
Thank
Yeah,
you
I do
so
need to
much.
get a new one day, but it is on my list of things to do
That's
after
incredible.
Texas. But thank you so much. I will definitely put that towards it, and I'll let you know when I get a new one. Thank you.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. What is your
What's
guys'
your
daily carnivore routine? OMAD, 2MAD exercise?
I'm normally a 2 med a day person, and exercise. I've got my little rebound that's in the corner. You can't see it now, what used to be behind me. But I rebound every morning. I jump on for 5 minutes, and then every time I get up, before I sit down, I do another 5 minutes. And that's what I do a couple of times a day. And that just helps move all my lymphatic fluid, and it makes me feel really cool. So optimal. So that's what I do.
To my own devices, I generally go to OMAD. I don't know why. I'm just happiest doing OMAD. OMAD's so easy. It's you only you only have to dirty up something once a day, and you just get it out of the way. And I'm pretty happy. I just if you eat a good high fat meal, you're just not hungry all day. And so right now, the SBG would call this being in the wild. I haven't really had a system or whatever, and so I've naturally gone to OMAD. So that's what I'm doing right now. But I'm about just today I started a 5-day fast. So I'm doing a 5-day fast with Jeff because I have a cold. I want to get rid of all the little germs. I want to kind of boost my immune system and get rid of that thing. And then after that, I'm going to go back to I'll probably do a little mini prime, and then I'm going back to doing my 84-hour week fast, because I'm just ready for that. I really am starting to think that a little bit of my stall out was just winter. I think it must be harder for me to get rid of weight in the wintertime because naturally, since it's gotten warmer out and the sun's been out, I just have not wanted to eat anything, and just weight's been coming off more. So I think I'm going to take advantage of that and do quite a bit of 84-hour fasts this summer is what I'm thinking. As far as exercise goes, I do free weights, exercise bands, a little bit of DDP yoga, the shake plate, the hit axle, and I do a bunch of air squats because that gets my lymphatic system pumping. So, and walking on the treadmill.
Yeah.
Did I hear
You're a
somebody was said,
machine.
Feeling better.
did I hear somebody saying they were fasting? Man, I got a lot of pictures of steaks that they're
Bring
going to
it,
be getting.
bring it. I am solid as a rock, sir. I am solid as a rock. Mainly, I'm talking big right now because I had 18 eggs and a whole bunch of bacon. Because I'm not lying anymore. I'm finally done. I'm lying.
I'll wait till like day 3.
Yeah.
I don't hit you on day 1. Day
I-
3, baby.
Right here, this guy, old pro at fasting. Bring it. Unbreakable.
Pictures didn't bother me. I was rock solid during my fast.
Nice.
Hi, Sandra. Got a question. Has anyone asked to grind heart with chuck? I was thinking it would be less tough and rubbery and taste better with more fat added. I haven't. I've had liver grounded into my beef and but never heart. Yeah. How about you guys?
There's a company, I forget what it is. I think it's I'd have to look it up. But there's a company online that sells grass-fed, grass-finished beef, and one of their products was 50% ground beef, but then it was I guess it'd be 12. What would it be? No, it'd be 16% ground heart, 16% ground liver, and 16% ground pancreas is what they had in there.
Hmm.
And I used to eat that, and I didn't mind it. It wasn't bad, but it just wasn't my favorite. And that's kind of a lot of organ meat, you know. But you can do that, and it wasn't terrible, but it wasn't quite as chewy. Wasn't quite as chewy or whatever. I didn't mind it. And especially I don't mind the texture anymore when it's ground up. But yeah, it does it does it does mask the texture and the flavor pretty well, you know. So
I never had it ground up like that in meat. I'll sometimes get chicken livers and throw them in my air fryer with a little bit of bacon.
absolutely.
I was wondering if she's got a slow cooker, if she's ever tried slow cooking them. Just like back in the days, we used to eat hearts, lamb hearts,
Yeah.
and we used to just slice them up, and then we might pan fry them or something like that slowly on a low heat. But I've got a slow cooker, and it does wonders to tough rubbery
For sure.
rubbery meat. And I was just wondering if I don't know if she has one. And I just wanted to say hi to Sandra. Yeah, she's
That's awesome.
yeah. Give it a try. See how it goes.
Good tip. I get excited about Easter because it was the only time of year I could get hard-boiled eggs as a child. Oh, that's a nice change from Easter bunnies. Evil.
Better for you. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. For sure.
Hi, Sandra. You're the one I've been looking for.
That's not just Kiwi. That's Kiwi Daddy you're talking to.
Hi,
been off.
Peachy. I've been off the carnival plan. I'm starting again tomorrow. Excited again. Yeah, good job for jumping back on. It's what it is. Just try and keep consistent as you can. So jumping on ASAP and yeah, go for it. You got it.
Just try to make, try to build an environment around you that supports carnivore. It's hard, but just try to do it. Get rid of the things that you don't want, that are going to derail you. If you live with other people, then have your cabinet, your area, your food that you just have to deal with. They can hide all their goodies where you don't have to see it, whatever it is, even get a mini fridge if you have to, and just put your meat and the things that you're going to eat in that fridge, and kind of do whatever you can. And then if you fall down, I don't know why am I frozen. That's a terrible spot to get frozen in. Look at that. That is horrible.
Take a picture, Michael.
Could we unfreeze that picture, please? Put edge in my chin. Everything went south. Come on. Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah.
I can hear you. Did you
Wow.
do that,
Yeah.
Michael? Or
I
No,
wouldn't do that. I
okay.
wouldn't do that to Todd.
Oh, he would definitely do it, but I don't think that he can do it, or else he would have tried to.
Wow.
All right, could we stop? All right, here, I'm gonna fix this real quick. I know how to fix it.
Here,
I can go.
I
Hold
could
on.
do this.
Oh, poor Todd. What are you doing?
Hey, payback's a bitch, they say.
Oh, we lost him now, have we?
Oh, he'll be back.
Back.
We've lost Michael.
All I
What's
can
going
see is that.
on?
I'm here.
Oh, there we go.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
we're
went
all here.
all.
No, I'm here.
Yeah, it went funny.
What's the deal?
Just on with Peachy Mind. I like your attitude. You know, getting excited about starting again. Yes, we've all fallen off, no matter what it was. And the only thing I would say is, you know, just be kind to yourself. It sounds like you are. It sounds like you've got a really, you know, good attitude about things, and just be kind to yourself. And we're all rooting for you. We're all shouting it, you know, on the sidelines to keep you going.
Yeah, I think we've lost Todd. Yeah, there we go. He's gone. Hopefully he'll be back. Do you want to drive the stars, Michael? Because I'm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Self-sabotage.
Yeah.
Is so real.
Jeez.
Hello,
that-
stranger.
Whoa. Can I do this again?
You might freeze, man.
I think I broke the camera when I did that. Oh man.
So I could see why.
Me too. I mean, I get it. Little joke. My camera played on me. Yeah, okay. Self-sabotage is so real. Very much so.
Yes, it is.
All right. Back at it.
You're all looking so well and appreciate you. Thank you, Amy.
Thank you.
That was good timing. Was you when I was doing this?
That was all for you.
He takes that comment back now, Todd.
She should blame her.
Heart plus chuck ground together before cooked with a little more fat. Okay.
That sounds good.
Sounds, yeah.
For sure.
You could also do sausages, couldn't you? Because then that's not such a big portion. You just have
For
like
sure.
a sausage.
Yeah.
Be on your cooking channel in the future.
Wow. Incredible.
70 pounds down, 18 months. It's awesome.
Wow.
187 pounds down, right? Or 70 pounds. Yeah. Down 70 pounds. Incredible. That's awesome.
Yeah,
Incredible.
great job, Janice. Fantastic.
All those numbers are great, but the real question is, how do you feel?
Yes.
For sure.
Yes.
Stronger for sure. I guarantee you that.
Yep. And she's 75.
That's that's incredible. Congratulations.
Hi, Annabella. First, I wanted to say hello. I'm glad to see this chat for the first time. Are any of you guys diabetic? I was diabetic type 2, but that's now in remission, gone. I'm doing well now. So
I was pre-diabetic, but that's way long gone. That was gone in a hurry.
Yeah, I was pre-diabetic too. I think you would say 6.3, and now I'm about 5.4. So
Yeah.
I brought it, reversed it. Doctors don't know what to say, really. But
Right. They're like, dang it, how can we still convince him he needs drugs?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
yeah, and my daughter, she's type 1 diabetic, and she's been carnivore about 10 weeks now. And for 23 years, she's suffered with really bad levels. The endocrinologist couldn't figure it out. They just kept saying, you know, it is what it is, dawn effect, making up excuses. Since being carnivore, her levels are perfect, fantastic. She's over half reduced her insulin. It's only in 10 weeks. And if anything, she's just like, the fact that my glucose levels are now looking really cool, and she's really happy with it. She's going to continue with Carnivore, but didn't expect that. She started Carnivore because she was having some issues with her eyes, and her blood levels are perfect now. So that's been a huge help for her as well. Against doctors' recommendations, she must have carbs, but she is having amazing levels. So pays to do your research. I think you know your
Also-
body better than the doctor.
Right. And just place yourself in any other situation. I mean, if a car salesman's telling you that the answer to your problems are that you have to have this car, you just got to question it. If doctors are telling you all the answers to all your problems is that, I mean, nobody has a medication deficiency, right? We have a dietary deficiency somewhere along the line that's caused problems, and we've introduced something that's causing a problem. There's very, very few things that can't be healed with diet. I truly believe that. There's very few things. And
Yeah.
sometimes we go too far and we need the pills, but it's very few. And they just want everybody stuck on those damn things. It's just a cash cow for them. So
Yeah. And my daughter's been told, you have to moderate, you have to have carbs, you have to have enough insulin to cover the carbs. And because she wasn't keeping her levels, in a proper stable condition, she was doing it all wrong. You need to take better control. And she was always made to feel bad because she wasn't controlling her levels. Now that she's got them under control, they should be happy. But no, you need to eat carbs. You have to have carbs to survive. And it's like, you weren't happy before when she was following your guidelines, and you're not happy now that she's doing her own thing and getting the results they wanted when she was, having carbs. So it makes it very difficult. Yeah, I get very angry about it all. I'm sorry.
You have
That's
every
it.
right to be. We all should be very angry about it.
well, and honestly,
Yeah.
I didn't start questioning the doctors until I found out and I got pissed about it. Then I was like, okay, well, that was the beginning of me getting my head straight. So no, you got to get mad about it for sure.
Yeah.
56 subs.
And it's going to go up a lot more because I just pasted his channel in the
Wow.
thing. So let's get him up a little bit.
Let's try to get him to like 200 tonight. That'd be awesome. Good.
I'm going to have to line up for my autograph, I think, Keith. Take a number, right? Good
There we
job.
go.
How do you know if you're low on iodine?
The way that I do it, and I know some people say this isn't the way you do it, but I've heard it works, and it works for me. I take the eyedropper and I'll put a couple drops either on my hand or on my arms in place. I'll spread it out and I'll make a 2-inch by 2-inch square. Okay, let it dry and see how long it stays on your hand. If you're low, it's going to disappear right away. It'll disappear within a couple hours. If you have enough, it'll last. And now I know some doctors say it doesn't work. I think it works because when I haven't taken it in a while, it disappears a lot quicker. If I've been taking it, it lasts a lot longer. So that's my opinion, and that's how I do it.
And Dr. Barry just put out a like 9 signs or something video of if you're low on iodine. Very recently, within the last couple of weeks. So you could check out that as well.
And I do that maybe once a week, if that. Sometimes 2 weeks. I don't overdo it.
I'd like to say we're not doctors. We're just talking from our experience as well. So yeah, do check out the doctors' channels. I think Dr. Bright talks about thyroid and iodine as well. So there's a lot of doctors out there we can follow and get some information, or ask in one of their lives as well. A lot of them do their own lives where you can ask questions for free to see how you go there.
No, I notice new bones all the time. I was like, so that's what's holding that part up. I know it feels good. No.
Lindy, does your rebounder have a handle? I've been looking at them, but being 75, I think I need the extra stability. I don't have a handle, but I regret not getting one. So that is actually on my wish list as well to buy when I get back from Texas, because I can get on it and I can do the gentle rebounding. But if I'm doing anything a little bit more, a little bit more adventurous, I do find that my balance is a bit of an issue. So I definitely recommend getting a handle for sure. Yeah.
Sure. There we go.
Yes. Yeah, we're in there too.
Mhm.
So
We'll see you in line. Ours is on Friday. I'll see you there. I'll be the guy with the hat. Well, this is Texas. There could be a lot of guys in the hat, but I'll be the really ridiculously good-looking guy in the hat. Remember Zoolander? That was from Zoolander.
Hi, Tracy. How much dairy do either of you incorporate? Personally, I don't eat a lot of dairy at all because I find it aggravates my lymphedema. I get very inflamed. My feet swell up. I don't feel 100% optimal. I love it. I also can't moderate it. So it's best for me to stay away.
What's going on over there, Todd?
No, there's some weird crap. My whole monitor just freaked out. There's gremlins. There's gremlins in here.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
eat zero dairy except for on Christmas, and then I gain like 20 pounds of water weight when I do it. But I'll go on a little dairy binge on Christmas just for fun. I gain a bunch of fluid, but I'm fine with it because I know it's just fluid and it's going to come off real shortly.
Somehow, a little bit of cheese has snuck back into my house, so I've been having a little bit of cheese here and there.
Yeah. It'll
Yeah.
get you.
I need to get rid of it and go back. I know I feel a lot better without it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
something about cheese, man. It just weighs you down. It really does.
A little bit of sour cream snuck back into my diet. So I ain't no perfect carnivore.
No.
No.
But
And
But you know what?
it's
If
not
you-
that bad. It's if you're gonna do something, a little bit of sour cream, a little bit of cheese is
Better than ice cream.
Yeah, or
Oh.
chocolate or something else that will really screw you up. So I don't, every once in a while, it's not that bad.
Oh, well, and the biggest thing is there is a trade-off on these things, right? Like if having some dairy a few times a year for a week at a time or something keeps you carnivore and keeps you out of other things, then it's a good trade-off. Dairy's much better than sugar or, seed oils or hyperpalatable MSG ridden high fructose corn syrup junk. You know what I mean? And there we go again. What is going on with this thing? I don't know. And
You
there's
gave.
again.
Oh,
I don't
your
know.
computer's got COVID.
Something I gave it the ick. I gave it the ick. I don't know what it's doing.
Oh, there he goes.
oh,
He's gone.
wow.
Wow. That's
He
the
might-
first.
I'm gonna text him and tell him to reboot his system.
Yeah, sounds
Yeah,
like
no worries.
Oh, he's back again.
Oh, he's
What?
You might want to just reboot your system quick and then come back.
I don't think I should do that because if I do, it's going to do an update.
oh.
that's probably why it's doing this then.
I think so.
Is it saying it needs to restart?
It says that it needs to do an update, and it keeps postponing it, and I've been doing that for like a week. So, but that's
So
all
your computer's been on for a week straight.
my computer's been on for 3 months.
And you wonder why you got problems. You got memory leak someplace.
Well, woo, get off me!
Oh, we just lost Todd again.
Oh my god.
Not
Oh,
true.
no.
That was Michael. Being
That
a
was
shit.
Michael.
Dirty dog. I know your tricks, sir. Yeah, I will not pull my face anymore. This is a bad day for Sandra. I'll be stuck, and he's gonna have all sorts of memes made for me by the end of the day. It's gonna be terrible.
Keep giving me that ammo.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
It did for sure. They were right. They didn't even know about freezing up monitors back.
I'm
then,
gonna
right?
extend his finger and put it in his nose in that picture.
Hi, Sandra. My cheat is sometimes 8 ounces of non-starch vegetable and maybe up to 3 fruit a month. As long as I tell myself it's not completely forbidden, I succeed more. Yeah, that's how some people need to, stay carnivore, is to have these little things in their diet. So, but if you're reaching your goals and you're doing well,
better.
feeling great, yeah, that
Yeah.
works for you. We all have to find our own way. It's not
Yeah.
like one size fits all when it comes to our new lifestyle. So great job, Sandra.
For sure. No, I think so too. I think, we tend to get, well, like Keith was talking earlier, or this might have been off here. I forget. We're on conversations together, but he was saying he was kind of a perfectionist. And I was like, I get it, because we hold ourselves to those standards. And I just remember that when I was doing Ketovore and I was screwing up because I was still addicted to diet soda, and I'd have a diet soda, and man, I'd just be so mad and just mad that I could not seem to get that under wraps. But then I would look back and be like, what I'm not doing is like eating, 3 orders of DoorDash every day, every place under the sun. So, I mean, it is a process. If you're having a little bit of dairy or whatever, and that's keeping you from pizza and soda and, drive-throughs and fast foods and
Candy and
yeah, all that
all that
stuff.
other.
Like, it's still like a tremendous win. Oh, like you can work the dairy out after well, and Raymond, he even said when I was quitting chewing, he's like, if you need to eat dairy while you're doing that as a crutch to get through that, then do it. So
Yep.
if dairy's a crutch to get you off of sugar, then use it. And then
That's right.
when everything's stabilized, then work on getting rid of dairy. You don't have to do it all at once.
Which do you think was the worst one for you, the dairy or your chewing?
Oh, by far the
Right.
chewing, 1,000%,
Right.
and nothing compared to the sugar in the soda. I mean, yeah,
Mm.
absolutely. So no, it's a win-win.
In
I
what
use
form do you? Yeah,
I use Lugel's drops.
Mine as well.
mine too. Yeah.
2%, I believe it is.
Yeah, 2% Lugals is what I use.
And I use mine maybe once or twice a month whenever I remember, not every day.
He's killing it. There you go.
It's going to pass me up.
He is.
You have to put the little screeny on so we can have a look at the number. Can you
That's
bring
awesome.
his channel up?
I got it.
It's
He's up
nice to
29.
That's
what?
awesome.
29.
You're killing it. We're gonna get you to
Keith. You're loved here in the carnivore community. You know that.
Yeah. You know when people tell you, you're really good at stuff, or you do this and you do that, but in my mind, it's hard to come true. But I do appreciate hearing all the words, the encouragement. I really do, and thank you to all my new subscribers. I'm definitely going to be posting videos, and I just want to get better at it. I just want to be able to share the journey with everyone, all my ups and downs, all of them, and meeting amazing people.
Well,
for sure.
let's take a little break from the questions right now. Let's go over some of Keith's pictures.
Yeah. So
Wow.
yeah, that poor jacket. Anyway, but yeah, it's you can see all the information mostly around my stomach. It's actually my little grandniece next to me. She's about 8 years old now, but I just thought I'll just put myself in there, me and my belly, and I was actually drinking at that time. It was we had a celebration, like a family get together, and I was drinking, and everybody was taking photos as you do, and I, like that. You see that smile, that smile that's like stretched out and overdone. But I see them now. I acknowledge them. That was me, and I'm a different person now. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yes. That chair, it's a black chair. The actual side of it has like a cupping thing. It's plastic, and it actually is straight. But as you can see, it's off to the sides, and yeah. I look at these things. I honestly, when I look at them now, I'm like, why didn't I see all of that? Well, I didn't like looking in the mirror. I don't know about anybody else, but if I came across a
Yeah.
mirror, I literally was, the fastest I'd ever move was going past the mirror.
Yeah.
For sure.
None of us looked in the mirror. Nope.
Yeah. These pictures are really good because one of the things is people don't realize. They see me now, and people go, what's he even doing, talking about these things and saying these things.
I
when you
said
show
that the
them,
first time I seen you in SBG. Kid.
Yeah.
Yep.
You'd be the one there with the big smile on your face, supporting
Doing the
everybody
thumbs
else.
up all the
doing
time for everybody. Yep.
Yeah, I was like, what's this guy here for? But you have such an amazing story. Not only weight loss, there's lots of other things as well, but you can get into all that a bit later.
The first time he told me his story, I was shocked. I did not believe it.
Yeah.
That he came from that, and this is that. Seeing where he was and where he is today is a huge inspiration, and it motivates me and everyone else because that's our future. That's where we're headed. That's where we're
Yeah.
going towards. And I know I told Todd and Lindy this. What I see them doing and where they were, that's my future that I see. It's awesome. And I don't know if we even said this yet. This is our 26th episode of
Oh yeah.
our show.
6 month
6 months
anniversary
for us. Yep.
So it's a half
6
anniversary.
So let me just first apologize for torturing you guys for 26 episodes of 3-hour shows, 3+ hour shows. I think our longest was 5.5 hours, and we just say I'm sorry.
But you guys are incredible. You have endured the jaw wagging that won't stop. The marathon jaw wagging. It's incredible. We thank you guys so much you keep coming. And I don't know how, but you're not sick of us yet. So it's quite incredible.
If you can endure this, you can absolutely do Carnivore. You are strong. You will be a strong Carnivore.
Yeah.
And I know Keith's been here for just about every episode, for just about from the beginning.
Absolutely.
I came episode number 2 is when I showed up.
Absolutely.
I was actually on when you first put your camera on, Michael. I was actually in the chat.
Oh, when I popped up,
Yeah.
Yeah, we cried that day to see Michael up there because you're like, no, I'm never going out. It's okay. You do what you like. And he was there driving in the background, making us look professional.
Oh.
And then he popped on, and yeah, I had tears. That was a beautiful moment.
This photo is I was working for the local hospital. So over here we call them DHBs, district health boards, and so I worked in there, and I've got a card on my hooked onto my shirt there. I could go into pretty much a lot of places where you needed the swipe cards to get into. I actually worked with mental health patients in the wards, in their major wards that they had there. They had 3 split levels, like serious, in the middle, and then ones that were on their way out and getting better. So I worked in all of that. Yeah.
This is the one that I find very amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's undeniable. It's shocking. I don't know about you guys, but it's shocking. It always shocks me. I don't know how I did it, And like I've said before, I believe I was around 350 pounds in that area. And
And
there I
how
was.
you did riding the tricycle, like the bike,
Yeah.
swimming and running. So what was the distance for each of those?
So the swimming was, so I'm in New Zealand, so the swimming was a 1 kilometer swim. The cycling was a 45 kilometer bike ride, and the running was, or run walk was what they ended up calling it, because you can walk or run, and that was 10 kilometers. So they were good distances,
Wow.
and
And this
to
was
do
all the
them
same day.
all the same day, all one after the other. So I'd come out of the so we had a pond, and the sea used to run into the pond, and so they put buoys out that were 1 kilometer in distance. So you only had to go around these buoys out and then back in again, but it was in salt water. And then you had the seafood, you had the so like sharks and that have been in there, dolphins have been in there. You just don't know what the heck's in there. So you know, and I did that, just went around the once, came back in again, and you literally get changed. So you have your cycling, there's a cycling area that you see behind my running photo. And I think that's the cycling area, or was it the crowd? Anyways, that you can get changed there, and then you get onto your bike, transition onto your bike, and you cycle. And that cycling, I think I've said before, there's a hill in it. There's a hill, and that's no fun at all, going up the hill. But it's even more dangerous coming down the hill. So,
Especially with
Yeah.
your weight.
yeah. What do we call it, Todd? That
Inertia.
inertia. Yeah. Yeah. And
Inertia is a bugger. Inertia is no good on a snowboard or a bicycle going down. That's for sure.
yeah. Yeah. And this is
Yeah.
me after finishing, and yeah, everything's inflamed. But I was so happy that the medal, because there's a little on the green band, there's a little medal there that you get when you finish and complete the triathlon. I was so glad it actually fit around my neck, went over my head.
That's awesome.
Oh, such a big achievement.
Huge.
There he is.
So I was hoping to warn people if they had sensitive eyes. But I've asked, I asked Michael to show these photos with my shirt off, because this photos, or all these photos that he's going to show us, were taken on around the beginning of January of this year. So you can see, one of the things I found for myself was, I don't know exactly how much weight I weigh, because the scales that I had at the time read error, and they only went up to 400, maybe 400 something pounds, right? So that's always bugged me. And then I watched you guys, you know, having your shirts off, and then I took my shirt off and decided it was time for me to take a picture, because how can anybody deny that I wasn't 400 pounds or more?
Right.
Because all of that loose skin,
So,
there's a reason you get that loose skin.
Yeah, for sure.
There's a reason it's all there. The tummy is there, the the chest area,
Yeah.
and look, and on my back and all of that sort of thing. It doesn't get swollen like that and then have all that loose skin sitting there when you're a couple of 100 pounds,
For sure.
So it's the reason why I took these, was that it showed the truth, exactly what was happening
For sure.
to my poor body. Yeah.
So
And
much
these are my photos. I really like them. My life-changing photos.
such a big
And
difference.
it's huge. It's a huge difference. And I didn't notice it. It was Lindy that said to me that she felt like she was looking at two different people.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It looks like two different people.
Yeah, there's some more photos. I sort of like a profile pictures, just to keeping an eye on myself, just to see how I'm going. And oh, this is the thing. Before, when I used to buy clothes, and I'm pretty sure anyone that's ever lost weight understands this, but before I used to buy clothes, all these clothes that I'm sure that you can see now, that I went and got them, and they're all too big for me now. Like, it's really interesting how the body transforms or changes, and you think, oh, great, and you grab a pair of shorts, a pair of jeans, and you grab a shirt that fits comfortably and nicely, and then all of a sudden it's just hanging like a sack 3 months later. So I thanks for sharing those photos, Michael, and I really wanted to share that with everybody on this live today.
Oh, thank you for doing it. I mean,
Yeah.
it's an absolute day and night difference. You do look like a new person,
It's huge. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Thanks,
that's awesome,
man.
Keith.
Thanks, Brett. I'm sub to pretty much everybody that's in the chat that's got their own channels. I'm not sure I'm sub to Dutch Carnivore. I'll have to have a check and go and check it out.
Yes, he is
Thanks,
killing
Sherry.
it. So good. And how do you feel having loose skin? Because there's a lot of people who are really frightened about the thought of loose skin. But what's your take?
I'd like to get rid of it. I'm getting some resistance bands to try and get a little bit more strength for first, because I lost a lot of strength, and I've getting some resistance bands, and Michael sent me an awesome PDF that I can look at, and so that plus, because it's really weird. The other day I had my hand up like this, and my skin, I mean, I think you can see it there anyways. That there, when I put my arm like this, it drops down here, and I can literally grab at it.
Yeah.
And it doesn't annoy me. It feels like a badge of honor at the moment.
Right.
Like,
Perfect. Yeah.
that's what it feels like right now. But I'm sure at some point I'm not going to be happy with it. I'd rather it be like, for me right now, I'd rather it be hanging like it is, right? Hanging like it is, than being inflamed and trying to hold in all the
Absolutely.
fluid, fat.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It is what it is. You just have to accept it. And some people can have the surgery, but for others it's out of their reach. It's just something they can't do, or it's an expensive procedure. You just have to live with it. But I'd much rather have the loose skin than be how I was before. Hi Bella, it's my girlfriend JJ. Happy Easter,
JJ.
darling.
Easter.
Thanks, Sandra. I've been told that, and being in the SBG community, you feel that, and being on here with and chatting to you guys, whether I'm in the chat or actually on the video, I actually absolutely feel that, and I got you too, Sandra, definitely.
Oh, we lost Todd again. Oh, I thought you froze again. Since the IC Gate is having to tend to personal business, Todd is now the new goat.
Was IC?
I don't know.
Intentional
Do you know what that
carnivore.
is?
Intentional carnivore.
Oh, I
Yes.
gotcha. I'll take it. Appreciate it. Thanks so much. And I hope you meant like they called Michael Jordan the goat and not like an actual like overfed farm animal.
Oh, I don't know. It's gone over my head, that one.
A goat is short for greatest of all time, as they call like Michael Jordan the goat and stuff.
Oh, okay.
But that doesn't ring too true. So I was worried that she might actually be called a goat.
Fair enough. I think this one's for you, Todd.
As the blatant lying and obfuscation of food system made any of you question the narrative over the last 4 years? Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's I mean, when they come out with a food pyramid that says that Fruit Loops are healthier for you than red meat, you know? I mean, these people are whacked out of their freaking heads. They want us eating Pop Tarts and Fruit Loops and, sugar coated, sugar glazed sugar. That's all they want us eating. It's like they want to make us sick. They want to screw up our hormones. They want to make us sick. They want to lower our testosterone. They want to make it so that more and more people can't conceive children. They want to make that tougher. And they want people under their thumb. They want people sick and weak because sick and weak populace is a very easily subdued populace, and they are worried
Easily
about.
controlled.
They want to control us, and this, you can call it, conspiracy theory. I see what you're doing, Michael, and just so you know, this is Easter Sunday, and hell is still open, Michael.
I know you were busy during that, so I just wanted to let you know what you look like.
Thank you.
I'm doing it, but I'm looking out for you, Todd, so you know what to prepare yourself for the week of what's coming.
Appreciate it. Thank you. This, this is only just because I don't get upset about food pictures when I'm fasting. So now he's figured out a way.
I do not get upset. What did I always say? I got proof. I can bring it up. I said, man, that looks so good. But you realize that I'm fasting.
Exactly. No, I'm just saying, that it doesn't bother me and you. So now you figured out a way to poke me.
Now, if Todd could figure out a way to make me smell it while he's showing me the pictures, then it would be an issue.
That would get us all in trouble. If there was smell-o-vision or smell meal, man, that'd be a bad one. But yeah, absolutely. It's not a conspiracy theory. It's clear that the powers that be want us sick and they want us dependent. And I mean, what a racket, right? What a deal. They get to sell us poison in the grocery store, and then they get to subscribe us drugs to help manage the symptoms from their poison that they're selling. And then think about the Matrix. This is why my header is the Matrix, right? What were we in the Matrix, right? We were little batteries that produced energy for the Matrix, right? Well, if we spend all of our time, little worker bees, going out there and building buildings and doing all this work to collect money, and then we give it to the chemical companies for the sugar, and then we give the rest to the drug companies for the pills to so we can, manage the symptoms, we are working to make all this money to give it to them. So everything that our energy produces is we are storing it and we are giving it to them. That's what that metaphor in the Matrix is. We're like these little energy banks, these little batteries. Everything that we produce, that our life produces, they are building a system to take it from us, and they want to control us, right? So we have to sit here and eat their drugs, and they go, "Oh no, if you don't feed your kids Fruit Loops, we're going to send CPS after your kids because you fed them meat, and that's bad for them," right? So they regulate that you got to put your kids on drugs, and get them hooked. So you'll eat the sugar and the nonsense, and that they'll have ADD and, ADHD and all these little diseases. And then they can put them on more pills and, get them hooked on the little system. I mean, do we really think that do we all have drug, deficiencies, that we all need like Valium and all? Who knows what they're giving everybody now. We don't need that crap. That's just what they want us to take, because they want to make us work for them and give all of our energy and all of our resources. They just want to steal it from us, and they want to keep us broke and sick and powerless. It's just the truth. It's what they're doing, and it's so plain to see. It's not even funny. They're not even trying to hide it anymore. They just think they finally dumbed us down so much. Do it in the open now, so but eat meat, your brain works better. See it, and then you can fight against these idiots, and that's why, like Michael's right. One of these days, you're going to see a warning on this show, and it's going to say that we could be disseminating false and dangerous information.
And we'll have fact checkers, and
Yeah,
it's coming. Mark my
it's
word.
coming. But it's good, You'd have to be worried if they weren't attacking us, Then if we weren't getting attacked, we would be part of their little drone system, So yeah, crap on them. They're crazy. I'll get off my high horse, but that was a fun little rant.
I knew you'd have fun with that one.
For sure.
Truth. It's the truth.
It is.
Yeah. Have you seen Laura Spath's video on loose skin surgery? Yes, I followed her and her husband's surgery. So yeah, I'm
They're
gonna
looking
see
great
if
now.
yeah, I'm hoping to have it done. We're still in the process of seeing whether I'm a candidate, but hopefully in the next
Absolutely.
couple of weeks I'll know. Yeah.
And this part here, the scars are hideous. Maybe, and maybe not. Here's what I think. I think it depends on how healthy your skin is, to be honest with you. You see a lot of people that get skin surgery because they either went on a low calorie, high volume eating diet or they had bariatric surgery. Well, you have to understand those people's skin is pretty terrible. They don't have vitamin D3, they don't have collagen. Those people's skin is pretty hideous and they are not good at healing up. And so it gets a lot better if you're nourished, your body heals up. And I have a game plan when I go get it. Cause me and Lindy and Michael don't have a choice. We have to get it cut off. We're carrying 50, 60 pounds of extra skin. And it's just too much. It's just too much. It's in the way. It's got to come off. But I got a plan. I want to get a hyperbaric oxygen chamber because that's really good for healing wounds. And I want to go get stem cells in Panama about 4 months, 3 to 4 months before the skin surgery, and then go get it. And I think that's going to greatly improve the scarring. I think it's going to heal up much, much better if I can have the stem cells at work when the tissue's cut and has to heal, and then also do hyperbaric oxygen therapy. I think that's going to help it heal up quite a bit. So that's what I'm hoping.
How many people have we seen on the Zoom calls talking about this, things after surgery and how well they've healed and how fast they've healed?
Yeah, look at
Because
Gino.
they were, yeah, wow,
Yeah.
Gino just had open heart surgery, and he said he didn't feel like he would have made it if he hadn't have done the fasting and the carnivore.
Yeah.
He looks amazing. He's so healthy. Yeah.
So much healthier than when he got here. It's like he got a second chance at life.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And no one's going to see my scar apart from me and maybe my husband. I don't care as long as I feel good. Currently, my stomach's in the way. It impacts me so greatly. I'm worried about not fitting in a seat, not because of my weight, but because I've got so much loose skin that I'm not going to get a seatbelt around me on a plane. It's because of my loose skin that I've got issues. But I'm sure I can fit on a plane and do all that. But don't you start, Todd. He's having a go at me.
He's a troublemaker.
Yeah, he is.
I'm just saying. I guarantee you're going to fit fine. You won't even. Michael, I've been trying to tell her she's not even going to be the biggest.
I've been telling her since she's been bringing us up. Lindy, you're going to be fine.
She won't even be in the top
There's so much loose
50%
skin sitting on my lap right now.
Lindy, I've seen your full body pictures. Believe me, you're fine.
Last night I rolled over.
Trust me, please. From
the left, I rolled over from my left side to my right side, and this is why I was smiling.
Your right side was still over there.
It was still over there, and then it kind of slowly shifted and fell.
It is. It's like
it's kind of like a slinky.
Yeah, it's slinky.
Well, that's why the surgeon said to me, the way we get, because it's considered cosmetic surgery, but because I've got so much loose skin, they're calling it an amputation. And an amputation is now they can get it, hopefully get it done under the public system because it's so much of it. So,
Oh,
there's a lot of
It's gotta
sin
come
there.
out.
It's
It's
a
gotta come
loophole.
out. Yeah, I
It's
mean,
in the way.
last night it literally shocked me when it fell over, and I was like, I just fell off of myself. Crazy. I was laughing so hard, like my belly just fell off itself. That's crazy. So I'm
Yeah,
like,
it's uncomfortable.
I gotta
Yeah.
get this stuff going.
Yeah. So much younger looking too. Well done. That was for you, Keith.
Yeah,
oh,
keep looking so
thank
much.
you, Danica. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a late one.
Have either of you thought about being a coach? I'm currently in training to be a coach. Yeah, so if you sign up for coaching with Emily or Raymond and it's within my time zone, I will probably jump in on the call and help out there. And yeah, I'm not sure. Emily says I'm ready to start coaching now, but I still feel I need a bit more work. So I just keep going. But yeah,
Lindy,
yeah.
you got this. You got this down pat. I'm telling you. You have so much experience with dealing with all of this, and your journey from where you started, from where you are today. You're an expert at this.
I think I motivate people. I think
You
I'm
do.
good at motivating.
You are.
Hopefully being an inspiration. But yeah.
Todd just annoys people.
Yeah.
I basically pull my finger jokes and then complain about the government. But we are walking a 100,000%. Absolutely, B-Dog. Oh, come on. Your dog's just got to get in on the party. We'll get back to
Don't scare Sandra's dog again.
Yeah.
You've already cracked 3 of her ribs, so
your poor dog.
Hello, you will fit in the airline seat. You're now smaller than me, and I fit a belt with an extender. Yeah, I think I definitely need an extender, but
Lindy, I'm telling you.
When I ruined that,
I've seen you driving your car.
yeah.
I'm telling you, you're fine. If you fit comfortably in a car seat, you're gonna fit fine. And you're flying a big plane that's going to be coming over here. The seats are a little bit bigger than the Southwest Airlines that we have over here flying. Believe me, you're going to be fine.
I guess it comes back to that comment before, like, how do you see yourself? Do I still see myself as that person? And there it is. I still struggle with it.
The mind is the slowest to update especially when you've been that person for so long. It's imprinted in your brain.
Yeah. Until I get on that plane, sit in the seat and try the belt, I'm going to keep stressing about it. So.
And then, you're going to say, Todd and Michael were right. I was worrying about nothing.
I'll send you a message if that happens.
You're going to send us a picture and you're going to have room in the seat.
Sure. You're not going to be the biggest person on that plane. I know for a fact. You're just not.
No, you're not.
I don't know how the people are in Australia. You might be in the top 50% until you get to America. Once you get to America,
you'll be considered skinny.
If people are going to be trying to feed you, get you like you look gaunt.
Yes. Somebody feed her.
Exactly.
I'm fading away. Thank you, Peachy.
Thank you, B-Dog.
Thanks, B-Dog.
That's what we're here for. That's what all of us are here for. Why we're sharing our story. We just want to motivate you, because I know for a fact, for me, I needed motivation to get my ass in gear to change my life. Because I know for 100% fact, if I didn't change my life last year, I would not be here today.
We have
that for a fact.
We have a lot to fight, right? Because we got all this propaganda saying that what we're doing here can't be done, that it won't work, shouldn't work, it's dangerous, it's bad for you. Ooh, you're crazy if you try it, right? There's just a massive amount of propaganda. The whole medical system's built against what we're doing. The whole, all the little, talking heads will sit here and, say it's crazy. They built little cults of vegans and crazy people that they want to tell us that what we're doing is irresponsible and that it's bad for the planet and that it's bad for animals. We're torturing animals, even though vegans kill more living life than by about 15 times more than meat eaters do. But that's beside the point. The propaganda, and it's like, why are they attacking it? Right? There's a reason that they're attacking the one thing that makes us all healthy, and that it works, and they don't want this message out there. But I'm just saying, we need these communities because we got to get together. I mean, it really is kind of like church, right? And I don't, not to get all preachy on you, but one of the reasons that it's good to have church is to go be with like-minded people that are in your faith, so that people can strengthen each other's faith. And that's kind of what we do with Carnivore, because
share information,
learn, grow, and
motivate each other,
and kind of bring people up and lift their spirits. Because when you're out in the world all week, the world will tell you you're an idiot for trying this. It ain't going to work. That it's some sort of fad diet thing, and it wears you down, and you kind of got to reboot your batteries and get your bearings again. And, just keep going and keep your eye on what's important, and that's what this is all about, in my opinion, Let's see here.
Oh, you're an absolute inspiration indeed, all of you are. Congratulations to you all, and keep up the fantastic work. Thank you, Bella.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
For sure. Cod liver oil for upper respiratory problems. A great genitive. Yeah, it works great. I eat the cod livers out of the can. Those are my favorite. And I drink the cod liver oil that comes with it, and they do a really good job.
And Todd's going to bring a tin of cod livers to Texas because I have never tried them, and I'm going to try.
Not bad. They're kind of like the consistency of liverwurst, but a little bit squishier, and they taste like sardines. Basically, they're not bad.
Oh, Dr. Berry loves them, so I'm going to give it a try in Texas. So watch out for that video.
So you're only going to try it because Dr. Berry likes it, not that Todd likes it.
Of course, Dr. Berry. I love Dr. Berry.
I don't blame you. It's a way better reason because I'm doing it. Howdy.
Hi, Jasmine. That's why I joined SPG. 99% of people in my life don't get it. I'm tired of hearing about how I'm going to have a heart attack and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, people are more concerned about me just eating meat than they were before. Like, they were concerned about my weight, but they weren't really saying much about the food I was eating. But definitely, what? No vegetables? Where do you get your fiber? You're going to get, have a heart attack. I'm like, I was having a heart attack before. Like,
right. That's what's so silly about that stuff, right? It's like such gaslighting, because it's like, well, what are vegans dying of, genius? Like, what are people on the standard American diet dying of? They're dying of heart attacks too.
And things.
It's so stupid.
And my quality of life is so much better now. Like, if I die tomorrow, I'm going to die happy. I feel healthy, pain-free. I'm getting out, enjoying my life. Like, everyone's going to die, but at least I'm not going to die sick and
laying in bed.
Yeah.
Right.
So bring it on. Nah, love it. Love this life.
That's what happened. That's what happened to me too, Danica. Everyone around me, every single person around me is eating the standard diet. And when they found out that I was eating what I was eating, they were shocked.
Yep.
So it is what it is, but you'll be strong enough to do it. And thank you. Who changed my name?
Lindy. I showed you how to do that. I didn't think you were going to do that on Keith.
You dirty dog.
I told you he's trouble, Keith. I said, you got to watch out for this guy.
Todd, I know Todd, man. Todd, you're a troublemaker. I don't know.
I'm the tacky guy.
Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah, we saw you in the chat in the Zoom call, Sandra. It's so good to see you.
You're ripping it up in there. We're like, there we go.
Yeah, I see her in there. Yeah.
Some 700 plus representation.
Yeah, we're in the house.
Exactly. We need a group in there of the 700 plus people.
We need a sign, something that we can, put our little sign up there. The 700-pound club is in there in the house.
Exactly.
Nice.
That would be awesome. Wonder if we could do that. If we could create, that'd be kind of funny. If we could create like a little
picture, we'll just put up every once in a while on our Zoom call in the videos.
No, for people's little picture on their little thing or on their header.
If they have their camera off.
Oh, true.
Well, you would also see it in the chat when they're chatting.
Yeah.
You would see. So,
yeah, if we put that up, we could put one of us of like a 700p like dumbbell or something. It'd be kind of fun, It'd be like a little. It'd be like our gang colors.
Or we could just whenever we type a comment, we put our
little
emoji or something.
Yeah, our finger movement that we were going to do. For
the unicorn. Here,
Unicorn?
there we go. With the little ET going finger. There we go.
Only SBGs will get that.
Yeah, that's an inside
joke.
Yep.
Touching tips. It's not gay at all.
Yeah, no, it's not. Maybe a little.
Okay, enough. Someone may be watching.
Yeah, everybody's like, what?
They were laughing too.
Carnivore Club restaurants. I thought about that. When I first started keto, I had an idea, and I think it's one of the better ones for a carnivore restaurant because this gets thrown around. But I was thinking, what if a guy made a single, like an a la carte restaurant, right? Like a a la carte. It's like a Chipotle, but it'd be a la carte where they have all the meats that are all just cooked and they're sliced up. And it'd have to be, I was going to call it Keto Max because I don't think you can just do carnivore because the demographic's not big enough to support a business. But if you could do paleo, you could do keto. And the thing is, you just separate everything and everybody could order every individual ingredient a la carte, right? But the thing is, I call it Keto Max, like macros, because you could order by the macro. You could say, I want so many grams of that meat, or I want so many grams of protein of that meat. I want so many grams of carbohydrates of that lettuce or whatever, or so many calories or so many grams of fat of that meat. You could order it by what macro you were looking to get out of that meat. And then when they printed it up on the receipt, you could scan it with your like FitPal and it would load all the macros into your tracker app so that it would tell you what you ate in that meal. You know what I mean? And so that's what I was thinking. That way you could have like spring water or the sparkling water on tap or whatever. And then you could have all the different things. So that way it would appeal to everybody. So you could have like ground beef, those sorts of things. And you could just order it a la carte, tell them how much you wanted and whatever macro you wanted it in so that you could get your fat to protein ratio. It would, on the receipt, it would show you how many for that whole meal when you put it together, how many grams of all the macros it has on it. And it would have a barcode you could scan with your tracker app, put it on there, and you would know exactly what you had. That's what I was thinking. You call it Keto Max is what I was thinking. For ketogenic diet macros, order by the macro. So I don't know. But that's what I was thinking. But I'm just a electrician from Montana.
We actually went to a Korean barbecue the other night, and I don't know if you can see that. You cook your own meat. So you just go up to the like a little bar, and it's got you got chicken, beef, lamb, fish, prawns, scallops, and you just cook it on a hot plate on your table. And
did you use any tallow or anything like that to cook with?
They actually come around and they put oil on there, but you can take your own tallow, which and then just put it on yourself. Then you just say, I don't want oil. So it's a fresh plate. So it hasn't been used. It's all clean. So just pop your own tallow on, and then it drains into there's a little bucket there. So as it drains off, you just keep topping it up and fry your own meat. And then I add my own salt. So yeah, and it's all clean, and you cook it the way you like. Because even we've got a cafe here, and they have a carnivore platter, and we've asked no sauces, things like that. So it all comes with, it's all cooked. But sometimes I like my steak very rare, and they don't know how to cook a rare steak. It comes in, it's overcooked, and it's so disappointing when you spend all that money on the meat and
you
then
don't get it how you want.
Yeah, I would have preferred to stay home and cook it myself because I like it that way. But this way, you cook it yourself, and if you want it rare, you have it rare. If you want it well cooked, you have it well cooked. But everyone cooks to their liking. We had such a good night. It was a really good night. So definitely Korean barbecue for something like that. Just take your own tallow and salt.
Yeah, actually, I think we've lost a little over 1,100 pounds with all 4 of us. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy for sure. And that's why, and it was actually, it took some doing, but it was actually pretty easy. It was definitely the easiest diet I've ever been on. It just, because it pays you back. It makes you stronger and nourishes your body and heals you.
Never once did I starve or even think that I was on a diet.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Oh boy, Lindy, holy cow, you're on a roll. Yeah, another super chat.
Whoa.
Thank you, Rafaela. Oh, that's beautiful.
So
Thank you so much. Thank you for your support. I'll definitely put that towards my new Life Pro as well. So thank you so much.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Nice.
We very much appreciate that. Chipotle it's true. Yeah, it's Chipotle is a Mexican restaurant. But the problem is they cook their stuff in seed oil. That meat is cooked in seed oil. And so that's why I don't mess with Chipotle, because from what I've heard, I haven't, some people say they don't, but when I called my local one, they said it was cooked in vegetable oil. And that is why I don't mess with it. And I just, when I did enough Chipotles when I was on Carnivore, and I just got like immune responses to it, like phlegm and congestion.
Yeah.
So it's just like, that's what I'm saying. And now I've been off seed oil so long that when I go to the restaurant, I can smell the seed oil. You can smell it on the food, and it makes you nauseous. It's like, oh. So yeah, that's why I was saying that, like a keto carnivore clean restaurant where everything's a la carte, that's just cooked in its own juices and its own fat, right? And then if you are going to add fat, you can get tallow on the side, or they can cook it on the spot and cook it in tallow or something, or whatever. There's not going to be any seed oil in there, that's for sure, but it's going to be, tallow or lard or whatever, butter. Ghee.
Yep.
But you can do all those things, but no seed oil would ever touch the grill even, it wouldn't contaminate the place. That's what I was thinking.
Hi, Pam. So exciting, the carnivore way. I've been eating this way for 6 weeks, and I'm starting to get an aversion to hamburger. Can you speak to the routine? Yeah, I go through little phases like that where I have aversion to different types of meat, changing up the cut of the meat. It's amazing how different parts of the animal taste differently, so that you could give that a try. Also, the way that you prepare it. If you normally just fry a steak in a cast iron or in the air fryer, try slow cooking it or roasting it. And I do like a slow cooked brisket, and I put heaps of water in it, so it's very soupy and it's really pull apart tender. So it's nothing like a texture of a piece of steak, and that goes down really well. But then right now I'm doing like a bit of an egg prime. So I'm having lots of eggs, and I've got a new drink, which I'll be doing a video with my friend Annalise from Meat and Marriage. It's her little brainchild. It is so goddamn nice. It's like having a custody drink, and I'm not going to say any more, but I'll be doing a video with her shortly about it. And I'm just doing that because I'm still struggling after the loss of my puppy. I can't get a lot of food in me. Like everything gets stuck.
Stress.
Yeah, just a bit stressed out. And so just eating meat right now doesn't work for me. And so I'm having these egg cooladas, she calls them, and they're just fantastic. And I'm really enjoying that. So it gets all my nutrients down. I'm not worried about my hair loss anymore. I thought I was going to start losing my hair because I couldn't keep food down. So there's lots of different things. Try some seafood. I'm loving salmon as well. That's easy for me to get down. But just take a break from steak and just try changing the preparation. Anyone else?
Eating this one. Because what was she eating?
Hamburgers.
Hamburger. Yeah. So, one thing I did when I got tired of, because I got tired of ground beef in a hurry, but then I started playing with it. So one thing that I like to do, because you can, just like Lindy said, you can change up how you cook it. So one thing that I do was I take like a pound of ground beef, and I take a pound of thick cut bacon, and I take my butcher's knife and I chop it up like ground bacon. And then I mix the bacon in with the beef, a 50-50 mix, and then I air fry it. And so that's really delicious because it completely changes the texture and the flavor, and the beef or the bacon fat makes it much more juicy, so it's not dry. So that's one thing. The other thing I do is I put tallow in it. So I make the ground beef, then I put it in a bowl, and then I put tallow in it to get a 2-to-1 fat ratio. And then I'll let it get to room temperature. And for some reason, when it gets to room temperature and that with that extra tallow in there, it's so much juicier, and I love it. I love it at room temperature with that tallow. It's like a thick, kind of like manwich mix or something. I really enjoy it quite a bit when I do that. And then absolutely, if that's not doing it for me, then I get like a chuck roast, and I sear the chuck roast, and then I put it in the slow cooker, and I slow cook it after searing it, and with a little bit of beef broth, and then put a little bit of xanthan gum in there, and then I have slow braised, chuck with brown gravy basically, and it's delicious, and that always pulls me out of it.
There's his burgers that he makes.
Yeah.
Oh,
And those,
Yeah.
yeah, those are delicious, and those are pickled jalapenos because that is my
Yeah.
one of my carnivore hacks is I found that if you have pickled like pickles or whatever, and those are pickled jalapenos, then it seems to take the oxalates out of them, just like fermented food. And so that's one of my things. And before everybody freaks out, an entire jar of pickled jalapenos has 7 grams of carbs in it. And so,
Wow.
and yeah, in one of those meals, it's only about 1 3/4 grams of carbs. So
That's nothing.
no, it's nothing. And
Yeah.
I very much enjoy them because it adds a little bit of vinegar to it. And you know how I feel about the vinegar, and it adds a bunch of flavor. Takes away the palate fatigue. I love them.
Yeah, no, palate fatigue. I've had that. I haven't had aversion to the meat or anything like that. And I'll change up. I'll bring the seafood in. I'll do a seafood marinara, and I'll do a mixture of that with cream, and I'll just reduce it so it's like a white sauce. It's all carnivore as far as I know, and then let it thicken up, and then I'll eat that, and then that's pretty much. Or I might try lamb. Lamb seems to be enough of a change for me sometimes. A roast lamb. I mean, I've shown you guys the roast legs that I love doing. So
Yeah, we love lamb here too. My husband goes ape for it.
I'm 37 weeks in now, and I haven't had that issue. I think it's because I mix it up all the time. I go from chuck
Nice.
roast to ground beef to burgers to.
Well,
I just keep mixing it up.
and there's one surefire way to get over any kind of palate fatigue, and that's a
That's
fast.
fast. That's
Yeah,
right.
if you're getting a little bit picky,
You will be very happy when you start putting food back in your mouth.
yeah, go ahead and fast, and
Yep.
there'll be a point where you don't care. It could be that thing you swore you'd never eat again in 1,000 years, and after 3 days of fasting to 5 days of fasting, you will eat your own fingers trying.
Yes. Yes.
And so, yeah, that works too. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Let's see. Be careful with tallow in restaurants and supermarkets. Here in the Netherlands, often contains more than just beef fat. Okay, yeah, I didn't know that, but that makes sense. I'm honestly, I've only been to a restaurant one time in the last 15 months, and I had water because everything was cooked in seed oil. So I don't have that problem because I cook everything at home. But I know
Yeah.
some people don't have
I
that.
order mine from a farm in Tasmania, and it's all grass-fed beef, so beef tallow. And I've put like a 4-kilo container tub that's going to last me all year. So it's really pretty cool. Organic castor oil helps with hair loss. My hair loss has actually stopped now just by priming and adding more fat into my diet. And finally it's stopped. But because I'm not eating as much at the moment, I'm not keeping my food down. I was scared it might start up again. But I think now with this egg drink, and it's got a lot of fat in it, that I should be okay. It hasn't started falling out again yet. So far, so good. Hi, Jay.
Howdy.
2 weeks in and I couldn't eat that much meat, so I had a protein drink once a day in goat's milk. Yep. It's okay. Yeah. And you don't have to sit down and eat a whole big steak in one sitting. There's some people, they need to just have a couple of bites throughout the day. So just graze all day just to get the meat in that way. That's another little tip.
Eat into Michael.
Mike, keep showing the food photos. Todd will have to restart it fast.
No chance.
Day three.
Day 3 is the rough one. Day 3 is the rough one. He's gonna play nice, but what he doesn't know is I'm gonna block all of his messages.
I know.
Day 3.
But I didn't block you, Todd. I didn't block you.
You're stronger than me, Michael.
I
I'm
am.
not afraid to admit it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stay away from all those.
It's about time.
Aren't they? I love them, man.
Yeah, they're
I
good.
love
I
those.
love them too. I love them in my eggs. I'll throw some in the pan while if I got like some type of meat or something in there cooking, I'll throw some of the jalapenos in there. Then I'll throw my scrambled eggs on top and I mix it all together. It's fantastic. I love it.
Absolutely. I take a half a stick of butter and I brown it in a pan. I take 18 eggs because I'm trying to get the DHEA. So I take 18 eggs, I put them in a bowl, I mix them up. And this is how Josie was giving me crap today because she wants to know why I have chopsticks. I have chopsticks for eating eggs. Chopsticks work perfect for mixing up 18 eggs. They're really long and they just whip eggs really good. So you whip your eggs with the chopsticks, and then I take bacon and I cut up for every egg. There's 1 slice of bacon, and I chop it up. So I had 18 slices of bacon in there, and then a half a thing of pickled jalapenos, and mix it up, and then brown the butter and make egg omelet out of that. And oh my gosh,
Sounds really good.
It is wonderful. It is absolutely wonderful.
Thank you for all the great advice. Yeah, you're welcome. I'm glad we can help.
Why
Yeah.
we're here.
Let's see. Absolutely get it at the butcher for sure.
Yeah, so tallow, make their own tallow.
Yeah.
It's sad when you have to worry about where your tallow comes from.
Right? It's so stupid. And pretty
Yeah,
soon we're going to have to wonder if it comes with a vaccine in it, next, Getting so dumb. Yeah. Electrolytes in the beginning are lifesavers for certain. Yep.
And I recommend them for heavier people too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Our bodies go through stuff faster.
I like the taste even better when tallow is not thoroughly filtered, still a bit yellow.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, the thoroughly filtered stuff's kind of bland,
Yeah. It is.
Yep.
Okay.
That sounds delicious.
I bet you they're good.
Wow.
Yeah, I bet so too.
I wish I could eat French fries.
Well, when we're all healed up and we get to our goal weight and we can moderate, maybe
We'll
we can
share
have-
one fry.
Yeah, we can share.
We'll just cut in the thirds.
Yeah, I
I
want
want
the
some
end
of it.
though. I want the crunchy end though.
Yeah, the crispy bit. Yeah.
That's funny. Let's see. Well, I think we caught up on the questions. Should we open it up and see if somebody wants to say hi and congratulate Keith?
Yeah.
Let's open it up. All right. So we are putting a link in the chat. If you want to come on and say hi, promote your channel, ask a question, give Keith a high five for his 1 year anniversary.
You can also give Todd a hard time if you would like.
You can
Yeah.
also do that. I will
Yeah.
be a little bit snarky back though.
Yeah,
can
that's
poke the
more
bear.
preferred. Yeah, poke the bear. That's a great.
Poke the bear. Yeah, free poking the bear tonight.
There's the link. It's clickable. Just click on it. Click on the clickable.
And if you're shy, you can leave your camera off so we just hear
Yeah.
just the audio. That's not a problem.
Yeah, if you're not familiar with the show on the last hour of the 3-hour marathon, we always open it up and people can come say hi, advertise your channel, give us the what for.
And in chat, how about you guys tell us what you guys are doing for Easter dinner? Or
What is your what was your favorite Carter or the Easter candy that you had to give up? And how little do you actually care about it now?
Oh wow!
Which one?
Oh, obviously
We-
bunnies. Like the bunny ears and the base because they were the thick bits.
peanut
but I
butter
don't-
eggs?
Yeah, peanut butter eggs for
Yeah.
me. The Cadbury peanut butter
Yeah.
eggs.
Yes, that
I'm
was.
not
I
missing
love
it.
that. No, were you a big peanut butter fan?
Me? No,
Yeah.
we never had the Reese's and all that stuff here.
Oh.
I never heard of them until you guys. Yeah.
Oh wow!
That,
Yeah,
I think we
well,
do have them
that's-
here, but
That's why she.
That's the
That's why she
reason.
likes the bunnies because she's never had a
That's
Reese's.
the best. No.
no.
Peanut butter
no.
chocolate eggs, man.
Yeah, man. Now I want you
Or
to
even
have.
the caramel ones were good too, with the caramel inside.
Yeah,
Those were really good.
we
Yep,
used to have
the
ones that
cream
were
eggs.
yay
Yep.
big. They were yay big, and the top of them had yellow caramel in them, and then the bottom
Mhm.
of them had white caramel in them.
Yeah,
And so when you broke them open, they looked like
And
an egg.
It smelled so good too.
yeah.
I can smell it right now. That's how.
Yeah.
That's how much it's imprinted in my head.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing, isn't it? How
Yeah.
certain smells just get imprinted.
Yeah.
You can just pull it up just by thinking about it.
I remember the robin eggs. Yep, those were they were
malt-
usually the last
milk
ones that
balls.
I get because they're in the bottom of the basket. But
Yep.
but then you were happy that they're there because they it was like they're under the peeps. The peeps would always be last for me. I hated the peeps. Yes. You tell me there's no peep lovers in here. Can't be any peep lovers. Yeah. The marshmallows with
never
raw
had.
sugar on the outside, so it was like sugar dip sugar.
I was happy with just the peanut butter eggs and the caramel ones. That's it.
That's giving me horrendous acid reflux. Oh wow.
Yeah, I found it. I used to love the crunchy peanut butter, but I always felt a bit of acid as well after eating it.
Yeah.
Mm.
I haven't dared have peanut butter. So I ate peanut butter all the time. I loved peanut butter, crunchy peanut butter. I loved crunchy peanut butter, banana and honey sandwiches. Those were delicious. I love crunchy peanut butter and banana and Nutella sandwiches.
Banana, yeah, banana's awesome on a peanut butter
Yeah,
sandwich.
peanut butter
is-
and banana, but not
and-
honey. I haven't had that.
Yeah, I've had that a couple times, but I like my favorite was peanut butter, sliced bananas, and strawberry. Jam.
Strawberry jam. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, I had pretty much peanut butter, bananas, and every combination of everything else. Marshmallow fluff, Nutella, all the jams, all the marmalade. I loved it. Yeah, I used to eat it
You're
by
a
the gram.
rebel.
Oh man, I love those things. But then I went carnivore or keto. Actually, I didn't even make it to carnivore yet. I went keto, and then at the end of keto, I was like, I started making this protein pudding. And so what I would do is I would take a thing of plain Greek yogurt, and then I would take chocolate protein powder.
I've done it too.
I'd put it in the yogurt and I'd mix it up. But then I got the idea to get that BP powder, the peanut butter powder. I thought
I got it too.
Reese's. I thought we're
Yes.
gonna make Reese
Wow.
pudding. So because it's the chocolate protein powder, now I'm gonna put the peanut butter in there. I'm gonna
And
have
you're-
Reese's pudding.
And you're thinking in your head, more protein, right?
Oh yeah, more protein. It's gonna be awesome. I found a hack, taking it down.
Yep.
And I made that thing, and I'll be danged if I didn't have my first nut reaction. Like my throat swelled up, almost swelled shut. My face turned purple. I broke out in hives. So I don't know if I healed up enough to have like a nut allergy or something.
Right.
I don't know, or if it was just that BP stuff. But that day, that whatever combination was, that tried to kill me. I had a terrible allergic reaction, so I haven't tried peanuts or peanut butter, nothing since that day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is probably just as good, because had that worked out, I would be still, 700-800 pounds right now, because I would have eaten my body weight and eat protein.
Yeah.
Why can't I lose weight?
I'm doing keto, right? Reese's pudding. It's keto, so yeah. That's why it didn't work for me. Keto. There's just too many temptations. That comfort food, you're just camouflaging it as under a keto banner, so you can eat double portions. It's not fixing the moderating and all the other issues.
Oh, you still always had the cravings, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Still
Yeah,
had
this is-
the voices. Still had the voices calling out too when you made the keto
Yes.
desserts.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Good night.
It was still sweet, and it was just feeding it.
Yeah, well, and you would talk yourself into it, right? Because you'd make an actual healthy-ish keto dessert, and it'd be like, it'd be better. And then pretty soon you've got like
Right
monk
back.
fruit, and you've got Swerve confections, crap in there. And then you got some xanthan gum, and then you're using a little bit of almond flour, and then you got a few different, fruit extracts in there that you're putting in there. Pretty soon it's like this Frankenstein of whatever, and you're trying to keep track, and then you remember, oh, for some damn reason I get to count net carbs instead
Yeah.
of total carbs.
Right. Yep.
If I only have 1 pound of this giant dessert thing that I just made, I can spend my whole 20 carbs on it, and then I'll be good the rest of the day. I mean, just
Yeah.
crackhead like behavior with the desserts. It never works out one time. So funny.
It's everywhere on YouTube that peanuts help blood sugar and even cure diabetes. I haven't heard that, but
I haven't heard it either.
I can tell
Yeah.
you, if you listen to Dr. Anthony Chafee, he will not agree with that. He will tell you those lagoons are trying to kill you.
Yeah.
That's what he'll tell you.
My husband would buy a big packet of the shelled peanuts, and every night after we watch TV, he would sit there and just eat them. And then, like halfway through the packet, like he'd literally eat half a packet. He would have the worst indigestion, heartburn, and then he'd throw the rest out and say, "I'm never doing this again." 2
Well,
weeks
next
later,
week, right? Yeah.
yeah, 2 weeks later, he's back with, and I'm like, I thought they gave you indigestion. Oh, I think it was something else.
Yeah.
Same thing would happen every time, but he was so addicted. He hasn't done that for a while now, but yeah, he just kept trying to convince himself it was something else because he enjoyed them so much. But they were hurting him. Oh, good on you. Great job.
Awesome that you're
Yeah.
starting.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Best decision you're ever going to make, bud.
Right. And,
Yeah.
we're going to throw this out there too, because we've had several people mention that you're starting, we don't get any commission or anything for saying this, but we're all part of the SBG gang, the Steak and Butter gang. And Lindy and Keith have been there since day one. I was there since my 6-month mark. And I think, when were you there, Michael, about your
October 22nd is when I
October 22nd.
came.
Wow.
Yes, and I know that day.
Yeah, and we are all still members going there because it is well worth the $30 a month. It's a community, the information that's there. It's just
And you get to see us. That's the bonus.
Yeah.
or the con, if you will.
Yeah.
You have to see us. But it's definitely, it keeps your head in the game. It answers a lot of the questions, because there's a bunch of questions when you're first starting. There's so many things that you don't know. and you can find it all out there, but it's just great to be, they have 5 or 6 Zoom calls a week, it seems like.
Oh, it's more than that.
Is it more than that?
Yeah. Sometimes there's like 7 or 8.
8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a bunch.
There's a bunch. Yeah.
And you can get into these Zoom calls, and there'll be 75 to 200 people in those Zoom
Mhm.
calls that are all going through the same things and the same place that you've been.
Don't
Yeah.
just believe us 4. Danica says the same thing.
Yeah.
Right. Annika's a member there. And it's just I'm the reason I'm loving it, and I was so happy to find it because I have so many people asking me how to get started and asking me questions. And it's like, man, you just need to be in this community, and you just need to watch the playbacks and be in the meetings, and you'll just start to grow, and this will become a new lifestyle for you. It won't just be some tactic that you're trying to use to lose weight. It'll become a lifestyle. You'll just, kind of craft your day-to-day habits in with how we're all doing this, and you kind of adopt it. So yeah.
One of the things I learned was you feel alone doing all of this. You go into a community like SBG, and yes, we're all online. Yes, we're in a Zoom call, but you still feel the connection. I absolutely feel the connection when I'm there. I get excited by everybody's stories. So it's definitely well worth the money, and it's definitely joining a community can help.
For sure. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I wasn't successful doing it until I made sure I had to, for like the first 6 months, I had to make sure I had no excuses. So I had to make sure I had food at any given time. It couldn't be frozen to where I had to thaw it out. I couldn't be to where I didn't have a clean pan or something stupid. Like, I had to take all the excuses away. Why the path of least resistance had to be to the carnivore food. So whatever that was, and for me, starting out, bacon and eggs was always the simplest because bacon and eggs don't go bad very fast. You don't really have to freeze them. They stay good for a long time, and you can have them ready in 10 minutes. You can cook bacon and eggs in 10 minutes, and you can have them in your mouth. And you need that protein, that fat in your mouth when your brain is screaming at you for whatever your addiction is, and it's just hounding you. You gotta eat until you're stuffed, that bacon and eggs or whatever your thing's gonna be, and then that will go away, and you'll get you some peace from that craving, and for a while, and then it'll come back, and you got to do it again, and it's not gonna be what you want to eat, but it's gonna shut that noise up, and it's gonna feed your body. And pretty soon you're gonna wake up one day and you're gonna be screaming for food, and you're gonna go, I want bacon and eggs.
That's right.
Yeah, and you're gonna go, what? Wait. And that's when things are starting to turn around, and you're getting free from those addictive cravings. So
Yeah, and just keep it simple. Don't overcomplicate it.
yeah.
Don't worry about tracking and fasting and exercising. Just nourish your body, focus on healing, because you can tweak all that later once you stop those cravings and the noises in your head. Then you can worry about tweaking things and reaching your goals.
Getting free from those cravings is the biggest thing.
And and keeping it very simple too, because it's like, read the labels, right?
Yes.
Don't take any of the labels for granted. Don't just look at the carbs either, because they hide it. If it's got a bunch of stuff in it, you want 1 or 2, maybe 3 ingredients tops. And if it ends with a low sugar, any of those oses or any of the maltodextrins crap.
Soy in it, throw it out. That's no good.
Any seed oils, soybean oil, any of that crap, you don't do it. You should be getting stuff. I mean, you should be getting
as
stuff
clean as possible.
Yeah, meat, fat, water, and
butter.
salt. And butter.
Tallow.
Tallow. Yep. And just eat that 1 ingredient things, and it shouldn't have a bunch of stuff in it. And if the bacon, you got to be careful with the bacon. I use the Daily brand at Costco. But you just got to make sure that it's not only that does it not have carbohydrates in it, but that it's not cured in corn syrup or sugar or any of those.
Maple.
They have a tendency of throwing sugar in it.
It's unreal. And try not to get the pepper bacon. The pepper bacon can cause inflammation. That's not as big a deal.
Black
but
pepper,
yeah, black pepper.
Yeah.
If you use pepper, switch to white pepper.
Yeah.
And then my other advice to you is get rid of anything in your house that you usually have cravings for. Don't have it
Yeah,
around.
and maybe you can and can't do that. Maybe you can't because you got family that's still doing it.
And if you got family that's causing the cravings, get rid of them too.
Yeah, tell them that they're going to the food bank with the food.
This is
But
about you.
no, literally, I had to get a mini fridge that was just my fridge, and I put it in a totally different room of the house. And I didn't go to the fridge or the kitchen that had the donuts and the cheesecake and the crap in it and the soda. I didn't go to that fridge. I had my fridge, and I built this little well, I can kind of show you. And this evolved obviously because this evolved, but this area used to be. Hold on. Do. There we go. Oh, I did myself.
Yeah.
We were just talking about that last night, Keith and I.
Yeah, this little mini fridge. I bought this little mini. Oh, I'll do it over here. I bought this little mini fridge here so that I could be isolated. And back when there's a picture floating around with me in a green shirt and a air tube in my nose, and that was when I sat in a recliner right here. And this was my little world I had to live in. I was stuck in it for about 2.5 years, but I finally built this area where I could do everything in this little area here. And I bought these little cooking machines, and I bought extra utensils and plates, and that way it could keep me out of everything. I know it sounds crazy, but I did that so that I could stay out of the temptation. I had to make this was my little path of least resistance room where everything that was carnivore was easier to get to. It was closer, faster to cook, readily available, and I could just get it down. And that's what it took for me to finally be successful with it, because otherwise I just kept floundering. I'd come up with an excuse why I needed to order DoorDash. I sent Michael a screenshot of Uber Eats saying that they missed me today.
Yeah. I get them as well. We want you back. Here's 50% off.
I was
thank
laughing
you.
so hard.
No,
I
thank
was
you.
like, I knew you guys. I felt like it was a wellness check. They were wondering if I died.
Yeah, my daughter orders pizzas and things like that, but she takes everything to her room. If she's got chocolates and that, it's all stored in her room, which I don't go into, so it's pretty safe in there. And my husband doesn't bring any crap into the house. We stay mainly carnivore here. If he wants to go off plan, he goes out, but it's only while he's at work that he does things. So it works out well. I'm lucky that way.
When you ordered your stuff for 4th of July or
4th of
New
July.
Year's, New Year's.
Yeah,
Oh,
New
no.
Year's.
Yeah, New
No,
Year's.
I don't know. It's one of them. Yeah,
New
it was New
Year's.
Year's. Yeah, that's true. That's hilarious. We're all getting a Christmas bonus again.
I made a few kilos of chicken wings to keep in the fridge to eat when cravings kicked in. I baked them so they were crispy. I ate them cold. So whatever you can eat cold is good for emergencies. Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why I really like taking the hamburger,
I do the same
mixing it
thing.
with the tallow.
Yeah.
It's really good cold. It basically becomes pemmican.
I
Yeah.
do the same thing, except I throw a little chili powder on top, make it a little bit,
I hose it down with the Tabasco, the red
Tabasco
Tabasco.
sauce, same thing.
Yeah,
Wow.
and I mean mine's red by the time because I love that vinegar palette in there.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's delicious. And I mean I did that. And talk about cheap. Oh my gosh,
yeah.
I went for a couple of weeks just eating that because I was on a kick. And I was like, I spent no money on food the last 2 weeks because I was eating 3 to 6 ribeyes a day before that. And then I went from that to eating like, I don't know, what was I eating? Like 8 pounds of hamburger or something a week. It went to nothing. It was crazy.
Oh, real quick, if I had to buy 10 items from the grocery store when I head out in a few, what should I get? Sam's Club is closed already for me.
Bacon,
Oh,
eggs, butter, salt,
ground beef.
ground beef. Absolutely.
Steaks, maybe.
What'd you say?
Steaks.
Yeah, I mean,
Chuck
yeah,
roasts
I
are
was gonna
cheap.
say
Chuck roasts they're cheap.
Yeah.
They're awesome.
Yeah. A brisket. Brisket's really good. That'll feed you
Yeah.
for a couple of days. Yeah,
Yeah,
do
chuck
slow
roast,
Mm.
brisket.
Did you say butter or tallow
Yeah.
or something?
Did,
Butter,
did you
tallow,
say
yeah.
bacon?
Yeah.
They
You
said
said bacon. Yeah.
Sardines, if you like sardines, tin sardines in water, not oil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, and
Yeah.
I would include sparkling water because
And some hot sauce.
and
Clean
some
hot
like
sauce.
Tabasco or
If
something.
you like it, yeah. Or Louisiana hot sauce is clean too.
Yeah, Louisiana or Tabasco is pretty clean because the fermentation process of the hot sauce takes a lot of the oxalates out of them, even on their nightshade. So, if you have a what do you call that? If you're histamine intolerant, then it would probably lay off the hot sauce. But if you're not histamine intolerant, then like a vinegar-based hot sauce helps you to emulsify the fats better. And then just remember that you're going to stay away from any warm rendered fats or you're going to have explosive diarrhea for a while. So you want everything to be cold fats. So, or room temperature fats. So like you don't want to be eating the hot melted fat off the hamburger without letting it cool down and get kind of thick again. So, but yeah, I mean, probably. And the sparkling water, you can drink it, and it's kind of a hack because it gets you full, right? It kind of the little air bubbles or whatever kind of makes you always feel full. Because for a while, it's going to feel weird not having, not having something. Oh, and you could get some pickled jalapenos if you wanted to.
Mm-hmm. Clean though. Make sure there's no soy or nothing in them.
Yeah.
You just want vinegar in it.
Tuna's, I mean, yeah, you can have tuna, but the problem with tuna is there's not enough fat.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the problem with tuna.
And then if you get it in oil, it's going to be crappy oil.
No,
it's not going
it's
to
got to
be.
be. It's got to be in the spring water.
Yeah, and if you do it in the water, then you're gonna get a side order. I would stay away from. Honestly, I'd stay away from tuna. Sardines are better because they're in their own omega 3s.
Yeah.
But tuna is not good. But you could do sardines. I would stay away from. This is just me, but I think chicken is terrible. I think it's absolutely terrible. Some people like it.
I agree.
But I would.
It's a shame. I love it, but I don't eat it no more. I don't eat chicken.
No, it makes you
My
sick.
husband eats it. He loves it. Every second night he has chicken, but I can't. It makes me feel unwell as well. So you just need to find what works for you. And pork also makes me feel unwell, but he loves it too. So
I just know that chicken knocks me out of ketosis. So.
And chicken's another one that's usually too lean too. That's why
it's way too lean.
Yeah. Yep. What's this?
I like your kitchen setup, Todd. I need to talk to the missus about these metal countertops to add to my kitchen.
They're nice and they're not very expensive. I got them on Amazon and they were like, I don't know, they're a couple $100 per, which for all stainless steel was a really great price because
it's not bad for stainless steel.
No, it was really good price. The most expensive one, I'll pull up the picture. Most expensive one was this one in the back that's got the two shelves drawers.
In the drawers,
yeah, but it was only like $485 or something. And this one was like, I don't know, $100. And then these are all 5 foot long ones. And so these are like, I'm trying to remember. I think they're $200 a piece or something. So it wasn't a ton. It wasn't a ton for that much stainless steel. And what I like about it is I cut a bunch of roasts up and, they get blood everywhere. And if you have grout, it stains the grout with the blood and it's hard to get out of the grout. If you have wood, it gets in the wood. I had some plastic tables I was doing on it for a while and those were soaking up the blood and it was just always hard to get it off there. And the grease was a pain in the butt and everything. And now the stainless just stays really clean. So I quite enjoy it now. And I did film half of my first cooking video. I have to finish it when when we're
Oh,
done,
nice.
probably tomorrow. So, because I don't know why, but people want to see me cook my really boring, very simple meals. And I have like 8 of them. So it's going to be the shortest lived cooking series ever of me cooking about 8 different things. But I'm going to start putting those up there because people do ask. And so I'm going to put those out.
Yeah.
Absolutely. If I was smart, one of these days I would set up affiliate links so you guys could click on them and get to all this stuff, but I'm so miserable at it. Let's see.
So Keith, you had a couple of other things that you have reversed on Carnivore. Did you want to just go over those briefly as well?
Yeah. So I'd like to start off with mental health, because that was pretty much the crutch for me. That's what it was, like a roller coaster ride in my mind. The voices, thinking I could use medications to help me fix all of that and carry on with my high carbs and high sugary foods, and just be, as long as I could have my sweet foods, I could have my medications. They literally went hand in hand. So, yeah, the mental health thing, I was a part of the system, and then I eventually got out of the system, and then I went in and got re-educated and worked for it. So I ended up going out there and working for it, and helping others because I knew what they were going through at the time. Something else I wanted to talk on, obviously, was my physical health stuff, and that physical health included the pre-diabetes that I had, the constipation and diarrhea that I used to have while I was. It's crazy. It's crazy. The uncontrollable bladder, like when you can't control your own functions when you're asleep, and sometimes when you're awake, you're not going to a good place. There's something terrible happening, right inside, whether it's your kidneys or your liver. But yeah, there was a whole bunch. I will be talking on, because I used to get these major cysts, and they were all over. Like, I used to go to work with great big lumps on my nose, and I'm not talking something you can hide with a sealer or whatever. You couldn't hide these. It was so bad that people thought I got stung by a bee, right? And that I was allergic to a bee sting, because it was inflamed red on the top of my nose, in the worst place, because you're interacting. When you meet somebody, the first thing that they see is your face, right? And these things, they grew deep. They grew so deep that it took them ages. I'm talking weeks, just to allow the toxic fluids to rise to the top. So I had to bear, I had to, I had to be with people while I was working in that, while all of this was happening. I used to have a large cyst that used to grow on the side of my neck, and cysts under my tummy. All of that is gone.
Right.
It is all
Crazy, isn't it?
gone. Yeah, it's just amazing. All those things of being so embarrassed to be out in public, you know.
For sure.
There he is.
Howdy, howdy.
Hey, everybody. How are you guys doing?
We're doing awesome. Appreciate you hopping on. What are you up to?
Just got done stuffing my face with prime rib.
Oh,
that?
nice.
How was it smoked?
I smoked on Big Joe for about 3 hours with cherry wood, and I did a salt, pepper, garlic rub and rosemary like crushed
good?
rosemary on it. It was really good.
That's awesome.
Then I made a horseradish sauce with a little bit of sour cream and cream cheese and mustard and little Worcestershire in it. And it came out pretty good.
That sounds delicious.
Yeah, it was
Beautiful.
great. It's it was part of that big prime rib. I did a video. I bought one of those big, like 15.5 pound prime ribs at Costco. They had them for $13.99 a pound, and it was USDA prime beef
That is great price.
for $19.99 a pound. Yeah, so I spent like $217 on it
Yeah.
because it was 15.5 pounds. But I got
Beauty.
11 steaks and a 4-pound prime rib roast out of it.
That's awesome.
And that's what I made today. And I did a little recording on my phone. I'm gonna make a video and maybe get that uploaded tonight or tomorrow.
That's awesome. I bet
Yeah.
that is good. That's
It's
one
really
thing I've never smoked a prime rib.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's very simple. It's almost kind of silly how easy it is.
Yeah.
Oh.
Right.
Yeah,
That's
So-
awesome.
yeah. I
Wow.
rubbed it down and left it in the fridge overnight, so it could get all happy in its spice rub, and then just smoked it like you'd smoke anything else.
That's awesome. How long did you smoke it for?
It was 4 pounds, so it needed 3 hours.
3 hours.
And it actually got done a little sooner than that. It hit 130-degree internal, and it was, I mean, you'll see in the video, it was just a perfect, like, medium to medium rare.
A good did it have a good smoke ring?
Oh yeah,
Nice.
and a nice crust on it. I seared it. I pulled it off and let the fire get up nice and hot, and I lowered the grates down and did a sear for like a
Nice.
couple minutes aside on it to get a nice crust on it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Sounds delicious.
It's
Well,
it was so good.
remember
I love
what
being a
you
carnivore.
remember what you did, because we're gonna have to repeat that
I love being a carnivore.
for sure. This is a good segue into this. What seasonings do we all use?
Well, for me today, I used a salt, pepper, garlic mix. The salt is Redmond's real salt, and then I use like an organic garlic, and then like a heavy grind black pepper. And I season a lot of my stuff with that. Now I've got a steak rub that has some paprika and onion powder in it. That's really, really good on steaks. And that's that and the that flaky salt
Celtic.
Yeah.
that you get
Oh,
in the
yeah.
bucket.
Malden or
Yeah, Malden
Mm.
salt. Yeah, I use that a lot. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I use.
Yeah, basically I'm really open to seasonings as long as they're one ingredient seasonings.
Right.
Like I don't do any of the
Mixes.
pre-mix
Yeah.
mixes have dangerous juju in those. So I stay away from any of the seasoning salts and that have a bunch of stuff in them. They're always putting sugar and, some sort of soybean, something paste in there, dehydrated, whatever crap.
Yeah.
So my real rule is, do I have a reaction to it? And is it one ingredient? I really like freeze dried, herbs basically. So, and I generally just stick to onion powder, or actually I like just freeze dried onion, like the bigger chunks of it. I like freeze dried onion, freeze dried thyme, and freeze dried rosemary. And then I do Redmond salt, and I do the big finishing like Celtic flake salt as well.
Mhm.
And that's pretty much it. And then I'll use Tabasco. It's pretty much the only hot sauce I use, because it's all it has in it is salt, cayenne pepper, and vinegar. And I love the vinegar,
Yeah.
And then the only other thing I use for kind of seasoning, I use it as a condiment, is pickled jalapenos. And that is pretty much it. That's pretty much everything I use for any kind of seasoning.
It's so easy to make your own. You can make it clean and you know exactly what's in it.
Yep.
yeah.
Sure. And you get more of it when you just buy one ingredient mixes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you get so much more of it for sure.
I keep it very simple. I just have salt, but there's lots of different smoked salts, which are really nice. It gives you a different flavour. So I just become a bit of a salt connoisseur and like all those different smoked salts. Yeah.
I pretty much use what Brett said. Mix it up. I put a little chili powder on my stuff if I'm making like a Mexican dish or something like that.
Yeah.
Keith?
Yeah, no, I'm just pink Himalayan salt I like to use, sea salt or the Celtic salt, and I use white pepper. Sometimes I use some onion powder. Sometimes I use some garlic powder, but I'm like the one season thing too. I'll just try one of them and see how I go. And
All right, let's see here where am I at?
What's different about Celtic salt than, say, pink Himalayan salt or some other kind of sea salt?
It can be the minerals that come with them.
Right.
So some have a higher content of different minerals that your body might need, and they'll actually, when you buy the packets, they'll actually tell you what percentage of this is, what percentage of this is, and mineral wise.
Yeah.
And if you're looking or needing a specific mineral in your diet or something that helps you, you can buy the correct salt for that.
I didn't know if it had something to do with where it was mined. If it's
Oh,
from
it does,
the UK or
Utah is where Redmond salt gets all theirs. And,
yeah.
Yeah.
It comes from the US.
right.
This is a tough question, but
with the proviso, I am on statins and 9 pills plus 3 injectables for 100% blockage of LAD and type 2 diabetes. Any suggestions for getting off medications? Firstly, you need to do that with your doctor. And this question, I think, would be better off directed towards Dr. Chafee, maybe Dr. Berry. Yeah, it's definitely not something that we would be able to comment on. Yeah.
no, I mean, all I can tell you is I was on a lot of pills, and I just did carnivore, and I'm on no pills.
Yep.
And as I got better and I breathed better, my resting heart rate went from 107 beats a minute to 68 beats a minute. I just made the choice personally for me. I felt I knew at the time when it was right, and I just took myself off of them. But that is in no way, any kind of suggestion or whatever. You really got to make up your mind, and you can do that with your doctor or on your own. But it really is a tough thing because it's for everybody to make up their own decision on, and that's what. But yeah, definitely be good to talk to maybe more of a ketogenic minded doctor that wants to get you off medication instead of on medication, like a Dr. Chafee or somebody for sure, or Kilts. Yeah.
Yeah, just know that once you're working with your doctor and you're starting to make your transition, there is hope on the other side. Carnivore will help reverse your type 2 and help you improve your health. So yeah, talk to your doctor, and if they're not on board, then maybe consider changing doctors and find one that's more open-minded to that.
Yeah.
You're not stuck with your doctor.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
This is a really fun conversation.
Oh, sorry. I don't know if this is the right advice or not, but we just tell, like, my daughter's going through some issues, and we just tell them that she's low carb. We don't say carnivore because that just sends warning bells to them, and they're down on you like a ton of,
Right.
So we just say low carb. They don't really ask what she's eating, and it just kind of avoids the, you know what you're doing. You've made a choice. You do your own research. Talk to carnivore doctors. You go to your doctor, get them to monitor everything, and then we just kind of tweak from there, and with the research and advice that you've been given from the carnivore community or the doctors. So but I just say low carb. Don't even tell them you're carnivore. Eggs have got carbs, so you are having some carbs. Yeah, so that's You don't have to lie.
Absolutely.
Just
Nope, for sure not. And yeah, you don't have to tell them everything either. You don't have to,
yeah.
kind of spoon feed them. But I love this question. Do we have to fast to lose weight? Seems like all carnivores fast to lose weight, which is discouraging. If we only ate meat and no fasting, we wouldn't lose weight. Question.
Oh, I lost a bunch of weight not fasting.
I am not a faster. I hate it, and yeah, I've never been a faster. But I do intermittent fast, but naturally because I'm not as hungry as I used to be. Once I
Great.
was adapted and I got over the craving hump, I just naturally gravitated to like a 2 MAD day. Occasionally it's a 1 MAD, OMAD, or I can easily go 24 hour just because I'm out with the family or whatever, and I don't want to eat anything crap, and I can easily just fast and not eat that day. But that's just natural. I don't
Well,
try. I don't like force fasting.
Our lives are no longer controlled by food.
Yeah.
It's an afterthought for us.
Well, that's why I love this question, is because I can feel the anxiety in this question, because
Yeah.
she's at a
Yeah.
point where not the idea of fasting is miserable, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And so, Lily, that's what's awesome about this, is I don't have to fast. I get to fast now.
Right.
I also
Yeah.
don't have to
Yeah.
exercise. I get to exercise now. And that's what you have to understand about carnivore, is that we are malnourished, but when we nourish our body and we get we kind of fill in this hole, this deficit, this nutrient deficit, and our body's satiated finally, we have the ability to fast, and we have the
Yep.
ability to work out, and so our bodies actually crave it. We want it. Like right now, I'm naturally doing OMADs 1 meal a day, and I'm going into a 5-day fast because I can tell my body wants it. And so it's not about, there's no white knuckle fasting. You don't have to force yourself to do it. When you're ready and your body's
Yeah.
satiated and wants it, you know.
Like
Yeah.
Carnivore Scott says here, sometimes you accidentally fast. Don't forget to eat.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Well, I'm a
that's why I
little
love
different.
FBG. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. Go. Yeah,
Oh, that's okay.
SPG. Then, if you're white knuckle fasting, you're doing it wrong. You shouldn't be white knuckling it. You need to be nourished, and then your body's ready to do it. And if it's not ready, it will tell you. But if you're
Right.
white knuckling it, then you shouldn't be fasting.
Nope.
So listen to your body.
And some
Sorry.
people might want to do some priming before even at the start of going carnivore.
Yeah.
Well,
A
they have
nourished
to.
fast.
It's like,
Yeah.
if they want to get there, they can do it slowly, but it's kind of like you're dehydrated and then you're going to put yourself on like a water ration or something. It's like, go ahead and drink, fill in the deficit, and then you can do maintenance and do things like that. But when you're first starting, people come from a state of malnourishment, and then they're like, oh, I need to watch my calories. So they keep slowly giving their body small pieces of nourishment because they want to lose weight. And it's like, no, it's like, think of it like you're dehydrated for protein and fat.
Yeah.
Eat it, and get it in there, and then you'll know when you're caught up, and then you can start playing around. But it'll be easy at that point because you'll be completely nourished, and you'll have satiation and all your faculties and all of the strength and ability to do it.
Yeah. I've lost my weight about 50-50 between eating good and fasting. So
Absolutely.
fasting is a tool. It's it's our superpower that it's that badge of honor we earn when we live in ketosis, and we can go without eating and our body doesn't mind. And when you get to that level, because you'll find yourself skipping meals, but really until you get to that point where you don't feel like eating, just keep eating. Don't try to fast if you're early on. It'll just be torture for you. You'll be white knuckling it. And like Lindy said, if you have to white knuckle it, then it's not a good time to fast.
Yeah, you're not ready for it.
Yeah. Well, we're glad you're here.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and there's no rush. This is a healing journey. So focus on healing, and the weight loss will eventually come when your body feels safe to let it go. So, yeah, just focus on the healing. Don't rush. This is a lifestyle we've got for the rest of our lives to optimize and tweak all those little things later. Emotional support paintbrush. To all the people saying starting tomorrow, don't start tonight, right now, right this second. It never gets easier to start strengthening the wheel now.
I agree with
I know.
I
I
agree
like
with
it.
50% of that because we're so procrastinators with like our old junkie, our old sugar
Tomorrow.
junkie brains love to procrastinate. But at the same time, what I don't like, and this is just me, but what I don't like is if you're not prepared, if you don't
Yeah.
like get the bad food out and the good food in, and like I said, build an environment for success. If you don't get that, that is part of the starting, right? So it depends on how you take this statement. I agree. Today you need to start building that environment, right? But it doesn't necessarily mean you might eat it today because you got to get that built. And the reason why is because when you go into this, I want to have the biggest successful run I can before I have a hiccup or any hiccup at all. Because if you start bad and then you get beat to your knees, then you're facing an opponent that you're 1-0, right? It beats you once, and it plays head games with you if you if you start out wrong. If you start out on a really good footing for success and you come out of the gate strong and you just hold it, you have good information, you have the food available, you can get to it, you get rid of the bull crap, and you get rid of, you have a plan for people that are going to come at you with their stupid little statements. You're in a good community, a good group, and then you jump in. You don't have to reach failure. So, because like it's going to suck if you're like, yeah, I'm doing this. And then you're like, oh, I don't have any meat.
Yeah.
And you're just, you're going to be kind of off your heels real quick. So, but I do agree. Don't procrastinate. You got to get it done, but at least start building the environment, at least start getting the crap out and make a plan today. How I'm getting food tonight, tomorrow, whatever. My next meal is going to be carnivore, and these ones after it, you got to get that put into place, I think.
Yeah, and this was us all the time. My husband and I would we're starting our diet tomorrow. So that night it was like the Last Supper. We
Right.
ate like
Yeah.
freaking pigs and snacks, and we just had to make up for it because we're not going to have it after this because tomorrow with the diet starts.
Yeah.
I don't know how many times we did that because every diet failed within a couple of hours or maybe 2 or 3 days, and we'd be off that diet and you'd just be craving again. So yeah, it just didn't work. But if you're starting tomorrow, don't do what Lindy did and pig out the night before.
For sure.
Watch a few of your videos on your 12-day fast. I think that's for you, Brett. Starting at least a 24, 48-hour fast with the goal of 5 to 7 days total.
Yeah. 48-hour fast is perfectly fine for anyone to do. Dr. Berry's said it several times. If you wanted to try fasting 24 to 48 hours, have at it. And then just evaluate. And, if you're going to 5 to 7 days total, that's awesome. Just keep your electrolytes up. And for me, and I don't know, what your, deal is, physically, but if I fast for past probably 72, 40, 96 hours and I exercise real hard, I'll get my blood sugar will crash. So, I'll have what do they call it? It's not a blood sugar spike, but when it falls and you get clammy, and I had that happen to me before. So maybe watch your exercise. But if you can handle it, you can handle it. Some people can.
Did you prime before your fast, Brett?
I did.
How long for?
I probably didn't prime as good as I should have because I'd never really done it before. But I went to 3 meals a day for 2 weeks before I started.
Yeah.
And I just
So you
tried
did
to eat more.
Yeah. So that was a nourished fast by the sounds of
Yeah.
it. So that's probably why it was, you were able to do it. It's still a struggle, but once you get over that hump, it's okay. But yeah.
Just know the 48-hour point is usually where people either keep going or they give up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and one little trick that I like to do is I like to eat my last meal at 11 a.m. because I start to get hungry after about 12 hours. That's where it really kicks in, the hunger, and that's where the bad part is. So if I eat at 11 a.m., I know I'm going to be in bed and probably asleep, so I'm going to sleep through the worst
That's
part
right.
of the hunger. And then when you wake up, more into the 17, 16, 17, 18 hour mark of the fast, you're kind of already through the first little hunger spat. You'll have a little one in the morning, but you'll wake up actually pretty satiated because you'll be kind of in fasted ketosis at that point. And then the next one hits me between like the 48 and 72 hour mark. That's where it gets hard again. But usually you just got to fight through that day a little bit. And for me, it's just drinking water. Like you drink some water, stay busy, work out, whatever, just put something
Your
else in
mind
there,
off of it.
take your mind off of
Yeah.
it. It goes away. And once I get past that 72 hour mark, it's like home stretch. Like after that, it doesn't matter. So
Hypoglycemia. Thank you, Carnivore
hypoglycemia.
Oh, yeah.
Scott.
Yeah. I was gonna say
Yeah,
my
that's what I
mom.
experienced was a little hypoglycemia.
Yeah. I love this question. Did you do any cleanses to help kickstart the healing too? I've been considering doing something called the duck flower to cleanse out my body for this, but the videos have testimonies are scary too. Well, let me tell you, buddy, if you get your fat ratio right and you're starting carnivore, you're going to be doing some cleansing.
Yep.
It's going to come naturally
Yeah.
with the extra fat. So I wouldn't worry about doing a cleanse. If you really want to have a cleansing day or week, go ahead and eat some rendered fat, some of that warm fat.
Mhm.
You're going to cleanse all you need to. But no, I didn't do a cleanse. Did you guys do one?
No,
Here.
this is where priming works. It helps you nourish your body. That's what you want to do, is nourish your body, and your body will just eventually get rid of all the oxalates, the toxins and stuff over time. That's going to
Mhm.
be an ongoing process for a while. But priming's the key for sure.
For sure.
Yeah, and as your stomach flora changes, you'll have, you'll have some loose stools there for a little while, and then
Yep.
it'll stop, and you've made the transition digestively. So
Exactly.
Yeah. Hey, Scotty, family will be the ones who will hit you the hardest. They are fine if you eat whole large pizza, but eat meat and you're a freak. Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like, hey, I'm having a sundae on top of a cheesecake for dessert. Does anybody got a problem with
Yeah.
that? No, it sounds great. Give me a slice. But
Yeah.
you say, yeah, I'm having bacon and eggs. Oh my God, did you not know your
Yeah.
heart's gonna explode?
Right. Even after you've lost a bunch of weight, they can
Yeah.
see your success. They'll still hit you.
They just don't get it.
Yeah. No.
No, it's
Ride
funny.
your own ride.
And then they tell you need to eat a little. Just have this biscuit. You'll be fine. I'm like, I am living now. I wasn't living before because I don't
Exactly.
stop at one biscuit. I want the whole packet, But now I can moderate, but I choose not to. Why? I don't want that biscuit. Look what it did to me. I don't have any taste for it anymore. But I am
It's-
living my life now.
Yeah. At Thanksgiving, I had people telling me that I need to eat sweet potato pie.
Wow.
And I said, sweet potato pie is why I gained all the weight in the first place. I don't need that in my life. Well, you need the vitamin K and all that stuff. I said, buddy, you don't know what you're talking about.
It's so funny, right? It's like those people don't think about vitamin K the rest of the year round, but boy, if it helps back
Yeah.
up an excuse to eat a piece of sweet potato pie, vitamin K is really important,
Yeah.
in November.
And-
Yeah.
They're the one that's diabetic, and
Right.
they're
Yeah.
telling me what to eat.
Yeah.
I get it with the vitamin C thing. Oh, you don't eat any
Yeah.
fruit? How do you get your vitamin C? You got to get vitamin C. They don't even know what it does, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Oh, I know.
but yeah, we get plenty of vitamin C. If you don't eat carbs, your body doesn't need 1,000 milligrams of vitamin
Yeah.
C every day.
Exactly.
100%. Yeah, it's so ridiculous.
Hey.
But let's see here. you get to this one yet? I don't think so.
Meal prep
Where's
along with
Carrie?
keeping off the bad stuff out of my house is key. Then during a long day of work, I have something quick and easy to eat that is also on plan and good for me.
Yep.
Yeah, meal prep, definitely. Mm.
Sure. No, you just got to have it ready. It's this law of path of least resistance. You got to make the bad things harder to get to than the good things. So you got no excuses. You make yourself go out of your way, and then hopefully by the time I had to have what I called the emergency protocol, where I was just like, before I can give in and have the pizza or the soda or whatever stupid thing my brain wanted, I had to eat bacon and eggs first and give it 1 hour. And if I was still freaking out and wanted it, I could have it, and never did I have to go past that. I would eat the bacon and eggs, and then the freak out would go away, and I didn't need the thing anymore, had energy, and I lived to fight another another bacon and egg battle down the road, and that was just one battle at a time. Win it with bacon and eggs, and after 5.5 weeks, no carb cravings at all, completely gone. Oh, there's Scotty.
There it
Hey,
is.
Scotty.
I'll be right back. I'll be right back.
Scotty.
No worries, Brett. What are you up to?
Nothing good, I reckon. I'm busy trying to cut down all my audios. Can you hear me?
Yeah. I can hear
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I have. You know how when you want to get in the comment section, you get into multiple streams because
Yeah.
all comments don't go over. StreamYard could really do a lot to fix that, but the idea is
It's
I come in and my audio's up and it's on 3 screens. I'm like,
that's more YouTube. That's not StreamYard. It's YouTube's API on how much information they give out per channel. So it's
okay.
YouTube really doesn't like us doing what we're doing with StreamYard. YouTube wants us all on YouTube.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Kellogg's wants us all on cereal.
Yeah, well.
So how did everybody do today? As I put in the comments, I had a huge day at Texas de Brazil. So I just finished doing the 3+ pounds of eating meat, no salads, no dessert, and I'm not in a food coma. I ate really good. Trust me,
Right.
for $3, I ate really good. But I love it. I love the fact that I eat all this meat and people keep looking at me like, come on out. But I had to be honest. I don't like the picanha. They had lamb, they had picanha, and I said, not working for me. Bring on the sausages and the filet mignon and the sirloin.
Yeah.
That worked for me.
Well, I thought a picanha is just a sirloin cap steak, isn't it?
It is, but the way they spice it or the way they cooked it, it's just not been. I'm like, not my thing. Oh, and they had pounds of cooked bacon.
There you go.
Cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Crispy or soggy? That's the question.
Crispy.
There you go.
Wow.
There you go.
Crispy for me.
Yeah.
Speaking of pounds of crisp bacon,
Oh,
This
there
is-
you go.
Wow.
That's
You're
what
right.
you had to go get.
this is my
Go
car
to-
bacon for spring break next week.
There you go.
Nice.
Secret
That-
stash there.
That should get you through it.
3 pounds cooked. The
That's
bacon I
awesome.
made. This is my
Did
my
you all
homemade
get,
bacon. I had to
That's
get
the
this
thing.
and show it off to you guys.
That's the thing of
Nice.
beauty right there.
Yes.
you all
Awesome.
catch Homestead How and Jen thing last night?
I watched a little bit. Yeah, probably about 10 minutes. I had to go out.
Well, Jen knows now she's gone a whole week pure carnivore, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And there's a nice celebration, and she had no idea. At least, yep, there you go, Arlene. It was purse bacon time, right? And she's like, purse bacon. What's purse bacon? And of course,
Right.
we're all losing our minds trying to get this concept over. And I had to throw in. I remember we went to a hockey game about 3 weeks ago, and my wife brought purse butter. She actually took
Wow.
a stick of butter, cut it up, and put it into a nice little Tupperware container. And so when I was eating the dry hamburger, no bun, She said, "Would you like some of this?" I was like, "You do love me." She had that stick of butter that I could put on a double meat patty to choke it down. I was like, "Purse bacon, purse butter." And then Brett, yesterday you showed off that bacon. I said, "How much is that? Is going to make it down to Carnivore Kips?" I don't know.
I might have a couple pieces left for you to try. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see how it goes.
Don't sweat it. It's not like I missed a single bit of opportunity to eat bacon today when it was on the buffet.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, but this is my bacon. This is the bacon that I make.
But you know, back in the
Oh.
day, we used to say people would. I was never one to do it, but I knew a lot of people like to partake in smoking organic cigarettes, and they call it when you took a hit, bogarting somebody's cigarette. You know, like taking too much. I would never want to bogart your bacon, man.
Bacon. There you go.
That's bad etiquette. That's bad form.
I'll pass you some bacon. Okay.
What would be the bacon version of Puff Puff Pass? It would be like,
Puff the Magic Dragon tasted pretty good. No, I don't know.
no.
That's an old song, by the way. Puff the Magic Dragon. Anyway,
Oh yeah, I remember
you
that.
have to go in
Dating
your.
yourself, Scott.
So what are you guys? You're going down to the meetup next week? There you go.
Yep. 1.5 thumbs straight up.
Nice. Are you coming to Hack Your Health, Scott?
No, I don't run with that kind of money.
Money. Oh, I hope we don't need money. We're all broke.
No. I meant that's a drive to get to San Antonio from here. Austin.
Austin, yeah.
It's about a.
Sir, I'm coming from Montana.
Yeah,
I'm
You got
coming
a
from
map.
Australia.
but you've got an engineering job and you're an internet sensation. And I'm retired.
No, there's no money on YouTube. Yeah.
I'm just kidding with you. I'm gonna go down to Carnivore Kips and see what shakes down there. Meet a few people. I've decided, like I said, if I'm coming back into Carnivore, I was doing it pretty good last year. Fell off. I didn't fall off the wagon. I left the planet, and now I'm back into it, and I'm going to utilize this beautiful community for more support than I did last time.
Mhm.
Nice.
That's why you all got, most of you, Keith, I haven't hit you up yet, but hang on. But I started my Carnivore Facebook page yesterday, and so I'm going to try to plug in some support there. And not try to be an island unto myself, so to speak. And added exercise in this week.
Nice.
Ah,
Four-letter
nice.
word.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is. What are you doing? What kind of exercise?
Well, I'm going to incorporate a little. Well, eventually, I got to work up to it, but I'm going to do a little bit of HIIT training. I have a really nice cross trainer. And so I can hit that. It's a lovely springtime here, and the pollens have come out to play. And as an asthmatic, I can't be outside too long in that. So do the cross trainer, get up to. I was watching something that had Dr. Rhonda Patrick and was it DeLauer? I can't remember, but they were talking about HIIT training. But instead of doing the HIIT training like I'd been shown, where you do 40 seconds all out and then 90 seconds recovery phase, they're saying do what you can do for 4 continuous minutes at a pace hard enough that you can't hold a conversation, and then back off of that 4 minutes for as long as you want. I mean, 4 to 8 minutes, whatever, and then do it again. And they did that for 2 years with a cohort of 50 something men. And when they did it after 2 years, albeit 2 years, they took 20 years off their heart conditions. They had literally rebuilt the structure of their hearts. And by doing that 4 minute consistent and then time off in 4 minutes. So I'm going to work up to doing that. And I'm doing a little bit of resistance training with the good old iron dumbbells. And the final part is I'm going to do core exercises by just doing planks. I can do planks. I don't like to do anything else. So by doing the planks, I'll get the core resistance training, because now they're finding out that the muscles are your largest endocrine system, and that the muscle that someone was saying the other day, we need to stop looking at it as a fat problem, but more as a muscle problem. So by working on your muscles being the sink for all the glucose and glycogen, and there's actually hormonal signaling done with the muscles being used. We really need to effectuate a more emphasis on stronger muscles, and that would be Dr. Ben Bickman. And I take his word over just about anybody else in the known universe. And so I'm trying to rethink this whole, how we say cholesterol is not an issue with the LDLs, right? As long as your triglycerides are good and your HDLs, etc. Maybe we need to get further off this fat model, right? And start to see the world through a lens of muscle health. And muscles won't get very healthy without resistance training. So we've got the diet part working pretty good, the fueling part with the getting enough protein, and proper energy. But now utilization of the muscle to facilitate muscle growth. Muscles, bodybuilders who take all the steroids and they get all puffed up and they make the muscle. As soon as they stop taking the steroids, they atrophy. Well, that tells us our atrophied muscles can be revolumized and strengthened. And that's there you go. But then
you forget, you're not finishing strong though. You
no, you don't. No. But anyway, the whole idea, Lindy, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to focus on some resistance training, some cardiovascular training, core and stretching.
Excellent.
And and repetition. Like do it more than one time.
Yeah,
We got a question here.
Talking about weight training and how if you can get to doing 15 reps of something, and then on your 15th rep, you're exhausted. You're barely pushing out that 15th one. That seems to be kind of a magic number he was talking about.
I just heard that they had done some work on muscle volumization, and you can work one muscle or one muscle group up to 50 sets in a week, but you can't do that with two muscle groups. So you pick the one you want. All the rest you do 20 sets in a week. So let's say you're on a single split, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, doing your resistance training. You do your, let's say you do your push muscles one day, you pull muscles the other day. But you find and all of us, our back muscles and our leg muscles are our largest muscle complex. So if we would do the most reps for either one of those two, and then for your shoulders and your calves and everything else, just do a lighter up to 15, maybe 20 sets in a week, but do your volumization on the one set you're working on. So let's say your back muscles or your leg muscles, you'll get much better results over time than trying to work everything 40 times or everything only 20 sets in a week. That's a science. And that would be Dr. Dom D'Agostino. And he is to keto science what Bickman is to fat science.
Oh.
Sure.
Nice.
Awesome.
You got a question here. Solid advice.
Yes.
What's priming?
What is priming? Who wants to go?
You go, Todd.
You go, Todd.
What the?
Yeah, you're awesome, Todd.
Yeah, and
You're the
short.
priming king here, man.
Well, that's just because I like to eat, so it works out. No, in short, if you're trying to lose weight or whatever, if you've been on the sad American diet for a long time, you've been eating empty calories. They're nutriently deficient calories. You've been eating, just empty carbohydrate calories. And what nobody ever talks about is that, when you go to your doctor and they're telling you how to, watch the calorie in, calorie out thermodynamic hypothesis model, they're just telling you to worry about calories. Well, they're not telling you to worry about nutrition and building blocks and nutrients that your body needs. And that's what we're all deficient in. So you can be like us and be 700 pounds and still be really starving to death. You can be very nutrient deficient, and that's what we were. And it's hard to get through our heads. But so long story short, when you go to carnivore, the reason why it works so well is because you're actually healing your body. And there's a reason when you're eating all that empty carbohydrates and empty sugar, your body's screaming for food all the time because you're also not understanding that your body's screaming for building blocks and you're not eating them. You're not giving your body what it needs. So when you go into carnivore, it's counterintuitive, but you really need to eat to fill in this deficit. You need to get the protein and the fat, and you need to get, the fat for your hormones and your brain chemistry to work right. And you need to get your satiation hormones back. And so you eat like it's your job. And so basically it's like priming the pump. You eat 3 times a day till stuffed, and you do it, and you try to never feel hungry for 2, 3, 4 weeks, whatever it takes for you to basically not feel like you can't eat another thing, and you just hit a wall and you kind of just get satiated, and then you can go on to other things, but you're just filling in this nutrient deficit basically before you go on to anything else. So that'll get you through the carb cravings, that'll get you through the headaches and the keto flu, and then that'll get you primed before you fast and you try any of that stuff, and then you can start dialing it down by how much protein you need, how much fat you need, and you can work on your macro balance and stuff like that. But you just feed first and get through it and get your body nutrients, the nutrients it needs, and gets it back up to speed.
It's kind of like loading your rucksack up properly for a hike. You can go on a hike. You want to make sure you take all the right things,
Yep.
that you need for a long hike. Well, your body is your rucksack, and you can store certain things and certain things you can't store, and you need to be astute to that. And
Mhm.
I think one of the biggest things that would go along with priming would be to prime your head, get some information, like Dr. Berry says, go to YouTube University and try to get some basic understanding of the biochemistry that's going on, because if everybody will tell you need electrolytes, but you really should understand what they are and what they aren't, and just make sure that you're packing for a successful trip.
Absolutely. And things just get better, when your body's working right and it has all the building blocks that it needs. You can trust your motives, your own body's motives. I was always surprised how much my brain was playing tricks on me to get the drug that it wanted, to get the sugar that it wanted, making you freak out and telling, you'd have panic, like anxiety attacks and stuff, all because your brain chemistry is wrong, because your hormones are wrong, because you weren't giving it the saturated fat and the cholesterol that it really needs for proper healthy hormones. It's crazy. So you got to get that straightened away first and let your body heal. But yeah.
I do mini primes occasionally, so like a 3-day prime, and that's just if I tend to undereat. That's with my lap band restriction and everything. I just tend to get into these patterns where I'm not really hungry. It slows down my metabolism and I stall out. So if I do a mini prime and concentrate on eating, that ramps up my metabolism again, and enough that it will start to kick in and the weight loss will start. So that's also another tool that I use quite often, is a mini prime, just a 3-day. Yeah.
We put his YouTube channel up, Mike. Do we find
Who's?
that one? This guy.
Yeah, I did. I posted it earlier.
Okay, perfect. Let's see here. Okay, we got one. Well, man, this was fun. We've been on 3 hours and 10 minutes again. I guess I'm glad everybody had a good Easter. We stayed away from the chocolate bunnies and the marshmallow peeps and
Peanut
the
butters
factory
and-
eggs.
Crust buns.
Yeah.
I ate a number of eggs. I drank a lot of yolks this morning to get the day started right, so that's kind of Easterishy, isn't it? I get partial credit.
For sure. I
Eggs are good.
had 18 eggs today too. That was my OMAD today. Yeah, I've been trying to get back up to 36 eggs, but you can't go 36 eggs right out the gate. It's just too much. You gotta work up to 36 eggs.
I think an important part to add to all this, great information is understanding when you ever talks about intermittent fasting. We talk about autophagy and all these things. But what's yes, Arlene, yolk. The important thing here is to think about, eating protein for the sake of protein is probably a great place to start your journey. But again, understanding your proteins have to come in the proper ratios. Your body turns over 300 grams of protein every day, and you eat your 100 program, so you get enough of your essential amino acids in the right way, and that balance is best mediated through eggs that come the natural way they come. Trying to do it through powders, I know I tried it because I'm supposed to eat 200 plus grams of protein a day, right? That's a lot of protein, right?
Something I call light work, my friend.
Wait, if I wanted to eat 1 gram per body pound, right, of ideal, I'd be eating 250 plus grams a day or more, right? Well, I used to do that with the whey protein powder and the bloating. Oh my lamb. So it's really important again to learn a lot about this for what you're having, so that when you understand the whys you're doing, not just the why because you're healthy and you can do all the good things, but how this all works. Well, just make sure before you dive in that to understand as much as you can.
Absolutely. Question, Todd, how do you have your eggs? Scrambled, poached, hard-boiled, fried? And the answer is yes.
All of the above.
So, no, on the daily basis, the biggest I like soft scrambled is my favorite. So, basically, I put a bunch of butter in a pan and I brown the butter first. Get the butter really brown, nice and toasted. I love that. And then, and I mean, I put a lot in there. I put like 4 ounces of butter in there, and then I mix up the eggs, about 18 eggs for 4 ounces of butter, and I put those in there, and then you just keep it moving. And then you take it out when it's still a little bit shiny. That's the trick. And that's a soft scramble. And it has this nutty, salty brown butter taste to them. Oh my gosh. Those go down real nice, especially if you keep them moving the whole time. So it's a real light, fluffy, soft, buttery, creamy egg. Ooh, I could put some of those down in a hurry. Yeah.
Go ahead. So the reason for 18 eggs a day, KO credit, there's a comment there.
I got
why are you having so many eggs?
I'm trying to get to 36 eggs a day. And the reason why is before I started carnivore, I had very low testosterone. My overall testosterone was 237. I want to see it somewhere between 600 and 900 or even higher. And eggs have a hormone in them called DHEA, which is precursor to testosterone, which is very good. And so it's actually as good as a testosterone replacement therapy. Some say if you can get 36 eggs down in a day, it's like a steroid cycle. And so I did that previously. It's the last 90 days I've been doing lion diet, and I just got off of it. I just completed my 90-day lion diet challenge. And on lion diet, you don't have eggs. But before that, I was eating 36 eggs a day, and it greatly improved my testosterone. And so I'm doing that again. It's basically testosterone replacement, and it works very, very well. So
now I got a question for you, Todd. I took exogenous testosterone for a while, and I don't want to get ugly here, but there's a direct impact on those places of your body that are responsible for production. Those areas no longer necessary, kind of wither and go dormant. So I'm wondering if exogenous through the precursor found in eggs will have the same effect or not?
No.
Okay.
And that's exactly why I did it. I took the exogenous shots too. I took them for 6 weeks, and when I learned that very thing, I was like, whoa, and I stopped. And that's when I was like, I'm gonna let this work out first. Plus the shots were making me cranky, to be honest with you. I was getting like very moody because of those stupid things.
Very aggressive.
Very aggressive. And so but anyways, so I stopped taking them, and I looked up, and no, because this is just giving your body, the reason why they shrink is because when there's an outside source of testosterone coming in, your body doesn't think it has to make it anymore because now the environment's providing it. Well, this is a precursor, so no, it still makes you produce it, but it's a building block that helps it produce it and calls for it. So you're still producing it.
But when you stopped doing all the eggs, how precipitous was the drop off?
It wasn't. It was fairly much, but like I would say 40% or something. Just judging.
But you were
About-
still higher than what you were before you did
Exactly.
anything
Yeah,
at
he
all.
was low.
And so I think if you keep doing it, and if you were to taper off instead of going cold turkey, look at it like my oxygen, right? I was on home oxygen for a long time. Well, your lungs will stop working if you're on too much oxygen for a long period of time. Your lungs stop working. So what I did was I would only wear the oxygen at night when I wasn't in control of my breathing, and during the day I would take it off, and I
Sure.
would make myself get winded and do box breathing to retrain my lungs to fight for its own air.
You titrate yourself down of the exogenous oxygen and let it become more of an onboard thing. Well, that's awesome. I know that
Yeah.
when I stopped taking the exogenous, nothing really great happened for me. Okay.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
But when I went carnivore,
Mhm.
great things started happening.
For
And I'm
sure.
like, all right. And so I'm in the healthy range for a guy my age. I'm going to be 62 this summer. So I'm not a young whippersnapper, but I'm not as old as Brad or anybody. But but the idea being is that I would love to pick that up to that 600, whatever that was, that range at 600, which would be great, because I think that just in listening to everything they talk about, how estrogen is important for women, testosterone is for men. And us men folk, I'm sorry, we don't talk about important stuff either. We like to gloss it over and pretend that we all study McStudmuffin and everything's okay. And the bottom line is we
We're
ain't.
not. Nope.
We're gonna fix it. And that was exactly why me and Lindy wanted to start this show. When we were talking, we were like, this is the actual real day-to-day stuff that people like us needed to hear, because we were looking for it when we were both, over 700 pounds, and there wasn't an example like us out there. And so it makes you, it's kind of isolating, because you feel like you're the only one going through this thing, and you're too far gone. So we wanted to put examples out there for people like us, because that's what we were desperately looking for, was one person in our range that had made
Yes.
it, and we couldn't find it, and so that's why we both came out to do YouTube for Bill, because he was looking for it, and he was like, I hope this works. And we were like, it does work. And we both didn't even know each other. We wanted to start a channel just to tell Bill, no, this does
Yeah.
work. We were exactly where you're at, and so
Oh,
no,
absolutely. You guys are heroes to people out there who haven't been able to find that. And if you think of each one of you, I mean, Dr. Berry talks about did you know he does his medical practice for free?
I didn't, but I believe it, dude. I'm not joking. I'm so are you guys part of his PhD group at all?
Not yet.
So I'm part of his PhD group, and dude, like first time I talked to him, I was actually really like, it hit home, because I've never had a doctor talk to me and care as much as that dude. On his Zoom call, he gave me more information and was actually genuinely concerned for my well-being more than any doctor that I've ever seen in my life. Like, that dude is the genuine article. I've never seen like a truer, more caring, helpful person than that guy. So it does not surprise me at all that he does it for free.
Well, I caught a video that he did with Dr. Brewer, at least recently. And he talked about his panel of 200 plus people that he's had. He charges no money. And he says, and the reason he doesn't have a practice to earn, quote unquote, the living is this affords him to. And he says, and his wife said, and he said he gave her full credit. He said that she said, you can hit 30 people a day in your practice or 30,000 on YouTube.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, it's not about the money. I'm a doctor. I want to help people. So, I mean, everybody's good when you do it for a charge, but when you do it for free and out of your hide, you know what I mean? Like you said, Todd, that elevates, at least in my heart, the stature of someone. But the whole idea is, for every one or five of us who come and talk, and 10 who might chat on the chat, there's probably 100 to 200 who are living vicariously through your energy and your success. So I salute you. I salute both of you, because that's a shit hot. I'm sorry. That's good stuff.
Yeah, no, it makes a difference for us, and now I'm seeing it. We're getting enough of reach now that we're getting the emails and stuff, and it's pretty gut wrenching when you get them, and it's like, holy crap,
Yeah.
and that's why I'm so happy that there's places like SPG and stuff where I don't have all the answers for these people. Everybody's a little bit different, and not everybody's going through the same stuff we're going through. But I like the atmosphere of it's like a giant think tank where everybody's doing and just sharing information, right? Of what's working for them in real time, all the struggles, and they're keeping track of all that data of what has worked the best and what gets you through these hurdles and what breaks these plateaus or whatever, and just works really, really well for sure. KO. So the answer is fresh ones if you can get them. Like if you can raise your own chicken eggs, that's the best. If you can't, try to get I like Costco. Where I'm from, Costco has a brand called Wilcox, but it's a local brand that Costco has here. But basically, you want the darkest yolk. You want it to be cage free, and you can tell by how thick the shell is. If it's a white bleached egg with a really light yellow yolk, the shell's brittle, there's no nutrients in that. You can tell a healthy egg by how thick the shell is. If it's kind of hard to crack and has more, that's a healthy egg. Like you don't get you can't have a thick shell and a crappy yolk. It's like it's got to have good nutrients to have and good minerals to have a good shell. So you want like the Kirkland's whatever brown free range organic cage free eggs or whatever, they're okay, but I really like the Wilcox ones. And then there's some other ones, but the Wilcox ones are my favorite. They're like $7 for 2 dozen of them. They come in 2 dozen containers at Costco, and when I'm eating eggs, I'll get like 12 packs, so 24 dozen a week. I'll be going through on those things. I put the hurt on them. Let's see, what one was this? I'm 5'10". I tell my husband your story about when you had those breeches on and they were too big, and then yeah, that was my Carhartt bib overalls, and that was because they thought I was going to be much taller. I tell this story. I remember I was 14 and I was working, and I had to. It was cold winter, and so I had to order a pair of Carhartt overalls, and I had to special order them, and they're the biggest ones that they made, and they're size 72 in the waist. And I got those things, and I put them on. I had to roll up the pant legs, and then I had to jerk, the straps, the adjustable straps up here. Well, I had to pull them all the way up, and the Carhartt part with the pockets in it, it was all the way up here to my neck. It came all the way up to my neck, and I had to use black electrical tape to tape up because the straps were all the way done, and I had to roll them up and tape them up. And then the X in the back, I had to take that and wad it up to pull it up, so it would pull it up. So yeah, I'm getting choked by my pockets, like to put a screwdriver down in my bib overalls. I got to go like this, And so I come up there, and I am brand new. If you've ever wore Carhartts, you know how crisp and thick they are when they're brand new and all clean.
Stiff, yeah.
Yeah, so I come out all stiff and cardboard, going, walking up there. And my brother and Phil hit the ground laughing, and they're like, if it isn't the Pillsbury Carhartt buddy. I come in there like that Stay Puft Marshmallow guy, but in Carhartts from Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
I came in like that, but made out of Carhartt bibs. And I was 14 years old, size 72. I was, 600 pounds right then. And they're just laughing. And they're like, what's the deal with those? And I just looked at them and said, guess they thought I was going to be taller. Just laughing.
Well, that makes this whole carnivore story, like I said, it's like a country western song played backwards. You get your life back, your house back, your dog back.
Yep.
Exactly.
Get your health back.
You
Hey,
really
I want
do.
to take this opportunity. I appreciate y'all letting me barge in on your little party here. And again, I think I got they got to look to come on sooner and do it.
For sure. Yeah, next time, definitely. Did we get Scott and Brett's channels in the
Yeah, I will.
links in there? That'd be awesome. I had a couple more real quick ones. Where was it? Do you work out? I do now a little bit. If you're asking me, I walk on the treadmill. I do a thing called the hit axle. I do free weights, resistant bands, and a little bit of yoga, and I use my shake plate, and I do air squats. So that's what I'm doing right now. Let's see. What else? Did I miss anybody? I don't want to miss anybody.
I think we're all caught up.
All caught up. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. Well, I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys coming on. Definitely check out Carnivore Scott and Brett at Who's Your Carnivore. And also Keith, the Carnivore Keith New Zealand.
Yay.
Keith NZTH. There we go. And yeah, and we appreciate also. Oh, we didn't bring it up very much, but this was our 6 months, 700 plus anniversary, and it's Keith's 1 year carniversary.
Yep.
I mean, our anniversaries
Yay.
everywhere.
Yep.
So we're doing good, and I appreciate you guys. And we will see you guys next Sunday, and we will do it all again.
We will.
Great.
If you
Thank
guys
you.
want to look at our faces again.
All right, guys.
Have a good one.
See ya. Night.